Here we go. Alrighty, welcome, guys, gals, non-binary pals. It's AoE Leagues, Season 8, League C. Oh boy, I'm I'm a little bit behind. Let me tell you. Don't worry, that's spooky. I know that's very spooky, but don't worry, I've checked them. I know we're good. I know we'll get to the end. There's no problems here. And even if there is, I have the previous version backed up so we can roll on back. Little tip for all you casters out there. So, it's AoE Leagues time again, and we've got quite the set on display. We have Zelos and Godricus. We have Godricus and Aquino. And of course, Zelos and Kamasitamol. And man, oh man, oh man, we have some games to show you today. I'm getting excited. Like I said, I had to quickly just test these to make sure that they'd go all the way through. Didn't spoil myself on too much, was able to avert my eyes for most of it, but, whew. I can tell ya. Well, why would I tell you? Why would I tell you when I could just let the work speak for itself, eh? Let's get into it. Alrighty. I hope you have a nice big glass of water or cup of tea or maybe a hot chockey. Something to settle into, because we have, in the blue, already building a TC and a house. Look at that. Look at that industry. Zealous as the Malians against Godricus as the Persians. Now, while we're yeah, dockyards both well on the way as well. All those are being built. Lovely. Got a house as well, so the ecos can get started. And while those ecos get started, let's have a quick chat about exactly who is what. So, Malians. The barracks units get extra pierce armor as they age up, and their gold mines last a little longer. Their buildings are cheaper, cost less wood. Their unique unit is the Gabetto, which has a ranged melee attack. The Gabetto is very interesting. Bit of a glass cannon. Low health. There we go. TC's up. We've got Vills queued. Lovely. Fishing ships. Sheepy doing some exploration. Lovely. Lovely. And I think this one might be about to run into... Ooh, maybe. Hasn't been seen yet. They might run into each other along this wood line. Yes, Gabetto, interesting unit, glass cannon. Doesn't have a lot of health, doesn't have a lot of armor. Does quite good damage, 10 base attack. Very nice. Yeah, does the melee attack at a range. So instead of going against something's pierce armor, as archers do, they'll be fighting against everything's, what's the other armor? Hack armor? Slash? I can't remember. The point is, it's a different kind of armor. So it kind of upsets the dynamic there. Makes them a little bit vulnerable to massed range units, but that's alright. There we go. Excellent ball from both players. And we've got Vils and Petit, the fishing ships, still queued, still pumping out as is required. And of course, we're keeping ahead of our housing. And we apparently just needed a quick little something there. Excellent. So, that's for the Malians. What about Persians? Well, Persians are frustrating and terrifying for a whole bunch of reasons. So we start with extra wood. Their town centers have more hit points. And they work a little bit faster. So as Godricus ages up, those TCs will be putting out Vils just a little bit quicker. Anything else of particular note? Archer line, there's a unique tech so that the archer line doesn't cost gold. It's not bad. Of course, it only goes up to crossbowmen. And they're missing out on bracer as well. So they're pretty mediocre archers. But, you know, for no gold, why not? Why not? It's a trash unit to throw into your army to get a little bit of extra value, you know? So there's interesting avenues to pursue there for Godricus. Everything's nice and calm at the moment, though. Okay. So Godricus definitely knows where Zelos is. We'll know from the missing sheep. And yep. Zelos knows where Godricus is. Alright. And you know what? I think this is one of the first times I've casted Nomad. I certainly can't think of recent memory where the TCs haven't been right next to each other. We've actually got a little bit of distance between these lads. Interesting. Very interesting. And we've got the click up to feudal age here from Zelos already. Godricus is a little bit behind, but not too much. I actually quite like the Malians. I think they're a very good civilization. I don't know, they just kind of really gel with me. Being able to turn gold mines into, you know, get extra gold out of your gold mines. Being able to age up a little bit quicker. Having the Gabetto, having the... they do also have a unique tech to increase the attack of their cav by 5. Which is quite potent. That's, you know, that's basically fully upgrading it in the blacksmith, in addition to the 2 upgrades that are in the blacksmith. So, you know, you gotta keep an eye out for that. Yeah, it's I think it's a civ that has the potential to... With the gold bonus... Oh, there we go. We got fire galleys and regular galleys on the way from both... Well, from each player. Fire galleys for Zelos, regular galleys for Godricus. Interesting. Yeah, I think with the gold lasting a little bit longer, so you can kind of draw out a game and end up having more resources, if you have about equal control. And yeah, obviously your units don't have, like, as good in terms of blacksmith upgrades and whatnot, but they do have the potential to snowball to do quite heavy hitters. They can do some very severe damage. So I do like that about the Malians. Persians I'm not too familiar with. I'm not a Persian expert. And here we go. First naval combat. First combat. First blood's definitely going to go to Godricus. Ooh, I tell a lie. Very sneaky Zelos. Getting up behind and intercepting. 1 for 1. It's not ideal. Particularly when you've got 3 galleys facing you. So we've got another wave of fire galleys coming up for Zelos. It's going to be 8 galleys, 7 plus for 1 dead one. 8 galleys apiece, actually. Oh, there we go. It's the classic. Catching the galleys off guard as they're going from A to B. Oh! After getting all that free damage in, says, nah, I'm gonna go look at other stuff, like maybe your eco. And there we go. Castle Age coming in from Godricus already. 16 minutes. Very, very good. Going right for that boom. Boom? What am I talking about? Going right for that Castle Age. Wants to get that tech lead so that there's the possibility of getting out some heavy hitters on the land. Knights, you know. Crossbows, I guess, potentially, if that is, you know, probably not. Maybe. Does have the gold-free crossbow upgrade. But yes, obviously Godric is going for that Castle Age, wants to start getting some good pressure out straight away. Like to see that. Meanwhile, Zelos is just kind of enjoying the feudal age, you know, no rush. There's an eco to build after all. And to that point, Zelos has been building it, has a few extra vills as opposed to Godricus, but that's just because the TC has been busy researching. Loom has now come in for Zelos, and now comes the Castle Age. Galleys get caught by a couple of fire galleys, or I should say the fire galleys get caught by a couple of galleys, because that's not a good matchup. Though now they're going to be sandwiched between the two. Gets a free hit in there, knocks down the fire galley. Gonna lure him in? Probably not. Ah, very nice. Zelos is burning down, is ignoring the enemy navy, and is just gonna burn down the dockyards. Not a bad pick. And here we go, if not a knight coming out looking for these raiding archers. Wants to send them from hither to tither. Thither? Don't know. Yonder. That, hither to yonder. There you go. Sends them from hither to the ever after yonder. Forever yonder. I don't know. They're dead, is the point that I am driving at. The salient point. The offending archers have been smited by the knight. Godric is doing a good job cleaning up the fire attack at home as well. The double health on the dockyards doing quite a bit of good for the Persians there. Coming in for Godricus. I've got another TC coming down to secure this stone. Very good. The galleys go wandering, looking for prey, find some fishing ships. And we've got one knight. Ooh. One knight inside harassing the wood eco, but one being chopped to pieces by a camel rider. We've got some camel riders coming out for Zealous. Very good. Very good. That's going to be very helpful when it comes to slaying these knights. Camel riders, of course, getting bonus damage against enemy cavalry. A little bit faster than knights, so, you know, they're able to not as good at fighting, you know, your standard units, of course. 6 attack as opposed to knight with its 10. There's a lot of DPS calculation there, actually. Slightly slower attacks. Yeah, interesting. So we've got a monk coming down, going for the conversion. Here we go. These galleys are looking a little bit weak. Have been operating in enemy territory too long, and down goes one, down goes two, third's coming. Fourth is firewood, and like that, the high seas, the fortune on the high seas has reversed. Zealous has now run away with the slightly larger navy. I say slightly. That's 7 fire galleys to 2, and only 2 dockyards to pump them out, so that's a little bit of a mismatch if I've ever seen one. We've got a second TC coming down now for Zealous as well. Are we going to get the conversions in on these? 1 conversion? Ooh, that's very cheeky. Very good job from Zealous to get that conversion on that fire galley to further tip the scales in their favor. Don't like the prospects for Godricus Fishing Industries. Might need to consider... Oh, free fishing ship. Never mind, that fisherman is going to work for the rest of their life, but not for the Persians. And there goes the final navy combat vessel for Godricus. This looks like it's a situation where Godricus is basically going to have to cede the water to Zealous. So, good job there to Zealous, of course. I've mentioned it numerous times in the previous season. This season, I will probably mention it numerous times again. Having the water, never a bad thing. You know? The utility you get out of it drops off as the game goes on and the fish disappear. But, and is it the Malians? It's not the Malians, it's someone else who starts with an M. No, not Mayans. Malay. They're the ones who have the good fishing traps. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, howdy there, Aquino. Welcome to the party. So yeah, Malians have the water pretty much secured. That's a ball. Camel Riders. Ooh, this is a good push coming in from Godricus. We've got a forward tower. We've got a tower. Forward castle.
Salam.
Underneath 15 vills to build it. Got a ram for some pushing power and a few monks to try and chase away any errant camel riders who might think that maybe hacking and slashing up this this lovely old ram might be a good idea. And there we go, castle goes up. Husbandry being researched. Probably gonna get that in before that goes down. Even if the ram comes over and starts smacking it, I think. And that's a gold secured for Godricus. And we've got a third TC coming down as well. And they're working faster because Godricus is Persians. This is very quickly going to start getting out of hand. In fact, even with the ships, Zealous is now behind in vills. Very interesting indeed. Oh, Bloodline's not going to finish. Guess I overestimated the chances of survival for that stable. Bloodlines gets cancelled as it's knocked down. And here goes the outpost as well. Going to be knocking out the vision for Zealous. So now, what can Zealous see? Still has pretty good vision. Still has that. Knows where the monks are. That's not a bad thing. It might do well to maybe... it's underneath the castle. No, this is a bit of a threatening push, and we've got Imperial Age coming in for Godricus as well, and a very good eco to back that up, to boot. And of course, because we have 3 TCs, Godricus doesn't even have to slow down build production to get that. Not really. Ooh, very cheeky. Zealous gets a conversion on a gold miner. Second conversion. Not very long for this world, converting underneath a castle, but it's a little something. Need to be careful of if maybe something comes looking for those turbulent priests. And we've got the knight just kind of hacking away at the outpost, trying to chop one of the legs, just push the whole thing over. Scout Cav coming out, looking for those turbulent priests that were previously mentioned, who are scarpering at speed. Okay, 2 committing for the conversions. One's going to go down. Does he get 2? Oh, that was very close. League of Ties. I mean, look. Just means that you've all been match made perfectly. As they say of chess, so too they should say of Age of Empires. A game played perfectly should end in a draw. Here we go. A little bit of a raid along the coast from Zealous, as Zealous is now aging up to Imperial himself. Got Pikeman upgrade coming in for Godricus. Interesting. Guess just wants to get a couple of pikes out to maybe fend off the camel riders. Keep the knights safe. Good that we've got a couple of light cav in there as well. Scout cav, I should say. First trebuchet coming out and starts sieging down the Zealous TC. Zealous doesn't really have a response to this. Not at the moment. I mean, you could all in with the camels and the knights, but then what do you do when the next trebuchet comes out? And at this point, there's no way you knock it down before it knocks down your TC. Like, this is not looking good for Zealous. Zealous is appears to be feeling just a little bit of pressure. And here we go. We've got a nice little eco raid as well for Godricus. Getting some nice eco picks. We're actually fairly even on the KD. Very interesting, though many of the Zealous eco KD is going to be out in the ocean. Which is fine. They still count. Those kills still count, but, you know. And the Vills are going to assist the Scout Cav, and the Camels are going to remember their job is to kill people on horses. And can Scout Cav outrun? Interesting. Camels outrun even Scout Cav. I didn't know that. Because I am dumb. And there they go. Down to go. Cleaned up. Nice and quick. Got the wandering monks. So Imperial Age has now come in for Zealous. Zealous could, in theory, begin building trebuchets, and we've got a couple in the queue. Sieging down the market now to kind of mess with the Zealous economy. Nothing wrong with that. This ram is still just having the time of its life, just gradually pushing forward. Don't have a lot in terms of blacksmith upgrades, but that's okay. Converting the priests! Oh! That's a cheeky one. Very good snipe from Zealous there. Gets for priest conversion. And, yep, gonna get that halberdier. Alright, the enemy army coming in is going to be besieged. The Trebs under the cover of the castle are not going to be destroyed by the enemy's pikemen. And they're going for the castle, and here comes the repair crew immediately. We've got a lot going on. Okay, things are starting to heat up. Look out, world! Halberdiers coming in, getting cleaned up again by the castle fire. We've got some Vils working on keeping these trebuchets ticking. So now it's going to be a matter of look at that stone just disappear. Into the ether it goes. As Godricus does everything they can to keep this castle from falling underneath the weight of the trebuchet. Got castles trading blows over here as well. Castle being slowly sieged down by a single camel rider, but more importantly, 3 Trebs versus castle, let's go. About to finish repairing it. But doesn't really have anything, I mean, has for 1 Treb to kind of siege these down, but can't do anything about the repair crews. Not really. These guys are going to get chewed up by the castle, so they can't even really stick the kill. You know what I mean? Like, they just get absolutely chewed up. And we've got some Gibetto on the field. Very good. You watch these guys. These Gibetto are a bloody menace. Like, look at them. Just... Alright. You gotta wait till Ballistics comes in. But then... And like that, Godricus is now out of stone. Cannot repair the castle. The damage sticks. Godricus buys a bit of stone and begins repairing once again. It's going to start sapping the economy. I don't know. Might be a little too late. Very low. Has a few idols around the base of that castle who could be assisting with the repair, but, I mean, just isn't making enough stone to keep it up. And there it goes. Castle down. So, Zelos, very interesting. Oh, we've got some rogue halberdiers causing trouble, and there they go, get absolutely cut to pieces by the Gibetto. Love to see that. Gibetto, fun to say and to use. And we've got another Treb sieging down. That's... Well, I'll be damned. I was under the impression that it was Goodnight Sweetheart for Zelos, but it appears that that is not the case. So 10 plus 1, 10 plus 1, but 5 range. I mean, not even that much slower than a knight, to be honest. Gibetto, just bloody wonderful. Bloody wonderful. Again, not particularly healthy, but that's fine. Don't need them to be healthy. They don't cost that much. What are they, like? Yeah, 90 total resources. It's fine. Alright. So the castle firing at the camels, discouraging them. Godricus finally having enough stone to put down another castle. Has plenty of people mining the stone. Wants to maybe rebuild. Yeah, I was sure that Zelos was about to get knocked out of this one, but turns out no. Actually, just calmly took a bit of that damage, let the siege continue, and said, "Stuff you." And there you go. Look at that. Look at them just disintegrate. Ah, 2 Trebs absolutely demolished. And here come the halberdiers as well. And was that the sound of a... That is the sound of a bombard cannon. Zelos having a good mixture of an army here. Has some real potential. Godricus has a much better economy though. 124 Vils. was a bit of a lopsided fight if I've ever seen them. Who said chivalry isn't dead is doubly wrong, because two knights tried to fight one knight, and that one knight lured those two knights underneath castle fire and had a bunch of peasants in the castles fire arrows down at the knights, thus slaying them. Not very chivalrous at all. Or maybe it is. Who knows? The code is vague. With the addition of another bombard cannon, this castle looks like it's going to be going down as well. Godric is doing good stalling, being good at repairing those castles, but Zealous is really doing a good job. At a certain point, you have to wonder if maybe letting the castle go down, so that you're not just investing stone into something you can't defend, is worth it. You know what I mean? Could have made army much sooner if he hadn't put 30 vills on stone earlier. Let's see if Godric threw this. That's, yeah, the 30 vills on stone is, I mean, look, wanted to keep that castle going. Doesn't have murder holes, so this cavalier, just one cavalier might chop down this castle. Let's see. What level of play is this? That's actually a good question. I haven't checked the elo of you guys. Akino, would you be so kind as to help me out here? 1600-ish. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really should know that, but I don't know. I've never been one for checking elos. Maybe it's because I'm lazy. It's definitely because I'm lazy. But maybe it's also because... Ooh, here we go. Deletes the lumber camp to get a nice clear shot at the bombard cannons. Picking up a couple of conversions. Wants to keep the Gabetto alive. Look at that damage! Look at him go! They're picking up some good kills getting rid of the monks. But they're getting chewed up. I say getting chewed up. There's another... They're ready to be replaced, so... Yeah, Gabetto just volley firing one after another. And here we go. We've got the camel coming out as well. Two Trebs sieging down the Godricus town. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Here we go. How's the water going for Zelos? Are the fishing ships still... Okay, we're still just getting shore fish and stuff. Interesting. Might be worth doing fishing traps. I don't know. They've changed since sign-ups for Zelos 6. Thank you, Shasha. These are very decent players. I mean, anyone who's in AoE Leagues. Last season, I casted Division F, or League F, and even those guys, just fantastic players all around. You know, obviously not perfect, but fantastic players. This season, I've been blown away. What these people are capable of is mind-boggling to me. I'm like, how? How do you do? How do? There was a game recently where someone played Khmer on Arena and just like used the lack of buildings. Never mind. We're gonna focus on what's in front of us right now. We've got 19 Gabetto spread out so that they're not all, and compacting again so that they're not all too easy to take down. We've got the castle going up. Nothing here to protect the Trebuchet though. We've got plenty of Cavalier. They're going to be able to push this all the way back to the defensive line. Probably actually going to be able to push in and commit. Never mind. Here comes 3 camels to ruin the days of anyone on horseback. And the Gabetto live to fight another day. Quite a few went down. Katie's even. Very interesting. Quite a few of the Gabetto went down, but there's still enough. There's still enough. Got a castle coming down now to secure just kind of the passageway, I guess. Secure the wood line as well. Keep everyone safe around here. Allow the Gabetto to kind of maneuver and push up this way into attacking the barracks. There was a recent game on Arena with Khmer that resulted in an incredibly fast castle, but I have been trying desperately to replicate, even just against the AI, you know? Just as a like, can I do that? Turns out, no. No, I can't. The amount of skill on display from League C has been just phenomenal. I'm so happy I got to cast these people. Beto trying to get a cheeky throw in, but it's not going to work. It's too well protected by the castle. And here comes the next wave of Cavalier. Oh boy. How many of them are here? 26 of 25 of the 26. They're all here and they're ready to party. Beto doing a good job of just kind of staying within safety. Gonna dive some light cav to take care of that siege weapon. Sorry, boys, but you're not long for this world. But if we can secure the kill on the Treb as well. Very, very efficient. And the Cavalier come in and they're trying to clean up the Gibetto. Those numbers are going down. The monks are going down. The Cavalier are just chewing through the army. There's just too many of them. There's too many of them. One camel is not going to clean up 8 Cavalier. And to boot, even if it does, there's 19 more. Minus 5. I don't know, 14 more-ish. 15 more. In the wings. In construction. Ready to take the next fight, you know? So, it's looking pretty grim for Zealous. Got a nice blob again. Looking for active AoE community and coach anyone willing to help out. Never do math on stream confirmed. I should not be allowed near math at all. I should not be allowed. I can recommend people who can help out. The stream, the league, in fact, has been organized by Trashmaster, who is actually one of the participants. Lovely gentleman. You know what? I'll let you know. We'll go into that after the game because we've got a nice push coming in here as well. Good little raid, but the pikemen are going to go clean that up. Halberdiers, rather, not pikemen. Got a good blob of Gibetto, but 20 Cavalier, I don't fancy their odds. Got 5 Camel Riders. Just needs more. Needs more Camel Riders, but does not have the gold for it. Is there any gold left? Is the thing. I don't see any. That's the next gold, you know? Zealous has to push out, has to secure that gold if they want to stay in this game, and I don't know if they have the capacity to do it with 30 Cavalier just rolling around and a whole bunch more ready to be 3D printed, you know? Look at that eco difference. 155 to 89. That's huge. Godricus could stay in this game for another hour. With the way things are going. Zealous managed to clear out the gold mine. Or contest it, I should say. Which is good, because it means the gold isn't going to disappear. But, I don't think that's going to cut it. Keeping everyone busy by putting them on berries, not bad. Digging up some rocks, also not bad if you need gold in a pinch. Forward base being built by Godricus, because what is the life of a peasant to a man with 150 peasants? Down they go. We've got a big charge coming in. Big fight. Here we go. It's the Cavalier Blob versus the Gibetto, and I don't think there's enough Gibetto there to fight that off. We do have lots of monks, so we could see some conversions, but they're being surrounded and chopped to pieces by the Cavalier. Didn't get too many conversions. Zealous calls for GG as the Cavalier overrun what remains of the Zealous army. Still about even in terms of military numbers, but Zealous just realizing could not possibly replace the numbers as quickly and as many times as Godricus could. Didn't have anywhere near the pop cap used as Godricus. I mean, that eco is just crazy. Let's just have a look at that. Let's just Hey, hell yeah, Scott. Welcome. We're doing some casting. I love that for you. So, economy, I mean, military, you know, we've got, again, pretty close in terms of KD. That's, so you can, no one should be disappointed with their performance, you know? We've got very good in terms of combat, in terms of micro, great value out of the monks as well. Very beautiful. Let's look at his eco. Look at his total resources collected. So, yeah, both hit sort of Imperial Age around the same time. And to be fair, to Zelos's credit, that's like neck and neck. You know? That's pretty close until you get to about, yeah, the 47th minute, you know? Can I check eco population? Yeah, so 47th minute, and at this point, Godricus has 40 more eco units than Zelos, and it just goes buck wild, you know? By that last fight, where's that last fight at? So that's at 56 minutes. Let's have a look at what's going on at 56 minutes. Yeah, Godricus has about 7k, 8k more resources collected than Zelos. 8,000 extra resources to invest into army. You know, that's insane. Bloody good use of the Persians there. So we will give the, I don't have spoilers showing, do I? No, good. We will give the win to Godricus because bloody hell, they earned it with 106 Cavalier. Now, Blazon J, you are asking about places to learn. I don't know if I understand how to make invites to servers that I don't own. Can I do it? I don't even know if I can. No, maybe? How does this work? I'm not very Discord literate. What I'll do, here's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll,
Welcome, exalted viewers around.
Let's, I love you, Farmy, but, bam, there you go. So, if you look at the YouTube channel of Farmman Official, has quite a few good tutorials. Currently doing more Age of Empires 4 stuff, I think, actually. So, maybe not quite what you're looking for there, but has the Discord link in all of the YouTube videos to the Discord channel. And you'll find fantastic community here with plenty of welcoming people, lovely people. Recommend hanging out with them, having a chat with them, just watching what they do. They're all lovely. But yeah, if you want to tighten up your game, and that's actually funny story how I got into casting these tournaments. I popped into the Farmman Official Discord and was like, hey, you know, I wanna kind of learn how to be better at Chinese in Age of Empires 4. And Trashmaster was like, hey, we need casters. Who wants to cast? I was like, I'm not very good at Age of Empires, but I'll do that. Why not? Put myself out there. And the rest is history. Here I am casting League C. Who'd have thunk? Who have thunk? Alright. Now, on to the second game. Because this isn't about me. This is about Zelos. This is about Godricus. This is about a very odd hamburger. What? I think... What? 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 It's a bit... Alright. Alright. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We have Godricus playing as the Dravidians and Zelos taking the Persians. Perhaps seeing how Godricus was able to use them and wants to give him a taste of his own medicine. And here we have a Sneakyville coming for some early snipes on the hunt. To lame the Zelos, to lame the... Wait, whose economy is this? Yeah, the Zelos economy. And unfortunately, loses a Vil trying to defend it. Isn't going to be able to win that fight. Needs to do something, or else all of these Zebra are going to be dead meat, bruh. Ignores the Vil and goes for the Scout. Interesting. Vil's probably what you want to focus on, but it's fine. Wants to make sure it doesn't lose the Elephant to any snipes, so going to be taking that right away. And into the TC, don't die. Ooh, very nice. Very good micro from Zelos there. Managing two things at once. Still manages to get the Elephant in without any dead Vils. Any additional dead Vils, I should say. Does this count as laming? You're not supposed to lame before minute 3, except Socotra. I don't know if it does. People have been doing it frequently. I don't think Godricus is the only person who's done it on Hamburger. I'm pretty sure I've seen someone do it every time on Hamburger. Yeah. It's, honestly, that's a matter for the referees. All forms of laming are forbidden before minute 4, except Socotra, Crater, Nomad, and Black Forest. Yeah, I mean... That seems pretty straightforward. That seems like perhaps that might be a little bit of a whoopsie-doodle there. I am, Aquino. I am. I have quite a few games to get through tonight. Don't you worry. We're going to get to all of them. We're going to get to you too. I'm not going to leave you hanging, buddy. Okay, so the Palisade going down. So Godric is going to have that secured, and Zelos going to counter Palisade. And Godric is going to say, yeah, well, my Palisade's longer. And add an additional Palisade. We've got a Dockyard going down. Okay, no more cheeky eco shenanigans going on. And yes, the Elephant did really step on that villager, but that's okay. The villager likes it. They're not dead. I have previous weeks to get to. I am trying to schedule, so hopefully more games for me to cast soon. Hey, that's fine. I've, you know, I usually give it a week between, at this point, I'm giving it sort of like a week between streams. So no rush, no pressure. You get your games done in your own time. I mean, within the tournament time, obviously. And good luck on them, too. Good luck. But, you know, I'll also be wishing your opponent good luck, so I guess maybe that cancels it out. Who knows? Get them to me whenever they're done. You get them to me, I'll cast them for you. If you haven't fought on Hamburger yet, you probably it's probably going to be worth clarifying the rules about this, because you raise a good point, Shasha. You raise a good point. I haven't seen anyone complain, so... I can just say maybe Godricus didn't read the rules then. I look back at my matchup. Yeah, did the same thing, didn't he? I'm trying to remember if everyone's had... I remember seeing this happen on Hamburger before, and I'm trying to remember now if it's just been Godric is doing it. Whoops. It helps if you read the rules to be able to call them out. It does, but at the same time, I don't... Yeah, I should. You're right. So laming is... So Godricus ran around the forest and killed these villagers, these zebra, so the food would decay before Zelos was ready to go over and hunt them, right? Normally what you would see is you would either go out and hunt them yourself, and they'd have 140 food, or you'd use a scout to push them towards your town center, and you'd hunt them underneath there, right? So going out and killing the opponent's animals, not so you can gather the meat, but just so that it is in an non-ideal position and is decaying before they can take it, is, yeah, laming them, yeah. Actually, I also wonder... It's fine. It's fine, Shasha. Realistically, I should know the rules. I have actually read them. They just didn't stick with me. You know what I mean? I should know the rules. Got a nice little fishing eco and a fire galley coming in. 2 fire galleys coming in for Zelos, though. Zelos, of course, playing Persians. We know all the things about Persians, actually. I haven't gone over the Dravidians for today. Got some good tower coverage on this wood line. Zelos is going to have to be careful, or might be pushed out of the trees by these cheeky towers. Unless... Fire galleys passing each other by. Begin roasting the fishing ships. These are some well-cooked fishies. So there's going to be a short window here where Zelos can maybe get a tower up at the edge here. And then, like, before Godricus gets fletching done. But that window is going to disappear fairly quickly. Fireship, I think, is attacking... Yeah, is attacking the Ville, but is being blocked by the dock. Which is very funny. Same here. Fireship attacking the fishing ship is blocked by the dock. Taking a bunch of free damage from the fireship behind it. And there we go. Zelos, once again, taking control of the water with a 3-to-1 advantage in terms of units. Has the transport ship on the way. Already thinking of migrating off of this janky hamburger. Not a bad plan. I'd want to vacate this hamburger as soon as possible. It does not look well made. The bun may just fall off the top at any moment, but what happens if a demolition raft pops out and runs into these 2 fire galleys? I think we're about to get the answer to that question. Demolition raft, 90% is done. Got 2 fire ships and a demo raft. It pops out. Oh, another fire ship. Okay. Guess waiting for a juicier target, which, to be fair, not a bad idea. There we go. Transport ship lands. So. Ooh. No, those are fishing ships. I was like, I didn't see Godricus build a transport ship. How'd they get all the way over there? It's just the fishing ships. So, Zelos, currently in a bit of an awkward position. Has control, or has the capacity to take control of the water. Right. Is in a fairly good position to begin pushing out. And here we go. Fire galley versus fire galleys. 4 versus 2. So has the larger navy, but the navy is split up and patrolling the waters, which allows Godricus to concentrate forces and win engagements. Defeat in detail. It's a Napoleonic concept. It's very good. Very good use of that element of strategy. And there goes the demo ship. Bam! Get some good damage on these ships. This is going to be a nice cleanup for Godricus, but we've got a demo ship of Zelos' own design getting blocked by the fire galleys. And there we go. Sneaks its way in and takes out 2 fire galleys immediately. Wow. Alright. Well, look, never mind. Looks like what was going to be an upset is, in fact, upsetting for the sailors in the Godricus Navy as they very quickly learn how to swim. As the ship is struck from beneath their little feeties. Not that you can see them there. As I was saying though, Godricus, Zelos in a bit of an awkward position. So, on one hand, has completely lost the wood line. Cannot gather trees on the mainland anymore because these towers just dominate, right? So that's, you know, that's out of the question. Another demo raft looking for a cheeky kill. What, for 2-on-1? We've got one fire ship that's just slowly roasting that dockyard. Probably needs a little bit of help, to be honest. Zelos about to hit PopCap. Godricus a little bit behind in terms of PopCap. There we go. Runs into the transport ship with the demo ship. Not quite the prize he was looking for, I think. Has Castle Age on the way. Very good. Yes. Godricus has pretty much secured the wood line, which means that basically is going to be able to dictate the pace of the game on the hamburger itself. Which is where the gold, where the stone is. You know? There's a lot of good stuff here on the mainland. However, with Zelos taking... Oh, it's not over yet. Particularly with the third dockyard going down. But Zelos seems to have a bit more control in terms of water. Doesn't have complete domination, has superiority, I would say. Superiority, not supremacy. So by having superiority in the ocean, Zelos is going to be able to limit the ability for Godricus to hop off the island and out to the edges where the other trees are, should the situation come to it. So it's going to be a matter of, if Godricus... I mean, we've had this sort of situation before. If Zelos plays well on the hamburger and contests Godricus, you know, there's a stalemate there, and Godricus needs to flee the hamburger, Godricus is going to have difficulty doing that, you know? It's going to be hard. Whereas Zelos doesn't even need to flee the hamburger. If Zelos loses the hamburger, has everything on the outside to fall back on. Godricus has to win the hamburger. Either has to win the hamburger or develop such a convincing lead that they're able to take over the ocean. Which we might see with War Galley coming in. We might see. However, the third dockyard is being burned to a crisp. So we will see what happens. Sorry. 4 dockyards now. And here we got a nice big navy fight. Good use of demolition rafts to turn what was otherwise an ugly fight. Fire ships versus fire galleys. So if you have a look, 100 health, you know, 1 damage versus 2 damage, 120 health, 6 armor, 4 armor, you know, slightly faster as well. You don't really want to be... I mean, 6-on-1 is a fine matchup. But when it was, you know, 4 to like 6, that's not really a fight you want to be taking. Except with demolition rafts. And here we go. We've got War Galley in now for Zelos as well. Zelos doing a good job. Godricus has transported past the tree line, ferried the many vills over, and is now building a castle in the Zelos base. This is going to be rough for Zelos. However, Zelos has taken that superiority on the ocean, and now is in a situation where I would definitely call it supremacy. But Godricus has managed to sneak away in the dead of night like a thief and lay down a town center on the ring around the hamburger. And Urumi Swordsman coming out. I don't know much about Urumi Swordsman, actually. I don't know what to expect from them. What do we got in terms of stats? So we've got a little bar, which means they do something special. I'm gonna say, off the top of my head, I believe they damage people's armor. Is that what they do? Charge attack. Something like that. Splash damage and charge damage or something like that. Yeah. Something to that effect. So we've got a galley protecting, and here we go. Monk trying to convert the Urumi Swordsman. Manages to get it. Got one just whipping the building. Yeah, okay, looks like it just does a damage, like an extra damaging attack. Gonna get a second conversion, yes! Slowly Zelos builds an army out of the Godricus units, which is a situation we've seen before. Godricus now, 3 TCs versus the 1 from Zelos. Not looking good. Godricus going for Imperial Age as well. I mean, Zelos has done a good job winning the water, but hasn't been able to completely box his opponent in. So needs to do something. Needs another TC. Needs another castle. Needs something. This eco... I mean, oh, actually the eco's balanced. Because of the fishing ships, of course. Okay, we've got the Mangonels fighting the watchtower. Just gonna knock those down. Unfortunately, Urumi Swordsmen have heard that shenanigans is afoot. We don't have anything to protect. We got a couple of priests. Can they do it? Can they get the double conversion? There's one. Well, loses the Mangonel, but that's fine. And Godricus deletes the Urumi Swordsman rather than letting it be converted. Not a bad shout at all. So we've got these fire ships. What are we going to do? What are we going to see? How's this going to pan out? Godricus just slowly stealing the Zelos economy. There we go. Imperial Age coming in for Zelos. Not as far behind as they were last game in terms of the Imp upgrade, particularly because the ecos have been fairly even. But that's going to very quickly slip away. Godricus is going to be able to take the lead very quickly. With 3 TCs against 1. However, Zelos has the much more convincing army in that the Zelos army exists, which is much more convincing than a single trebuchet. Followed up by an additional trebuchet. Here we go. Wheelbarrow. Love wheelbarrow. Get that. Get that. Get wheelbarrow. It's an excellent technology. We love it. Makes farming much more efficient. And, well, it makes everything much more efficient, but farming in particular, because these bloody peasants spend all their time walking around. More time. Less time walking, more time farming. Damn peasants. Okay, so the castle is going to slowly be sieged down. What is Zelos' response? A demolition ship? Not much in terms of navy going on. Could get cannon galleons. Do Persians get cannon? I don't know if Persians get cannon galleons, actually. I don't think they do. There we go. Imperial Age comes in as the castle goes down. Has the double HP of the Persian TC. Not going to be able to do much with it, though, if it isn't defended. These two Urumi swordsmen have been walled in. And the one and only TC for Zelos goes down. Zelos is also pop-capped. It's looking fairly grim. Despite the small presence of military from Godricus hiding underneath the castle, there is nothing Zelos can really do about them. It simply has to sit there and eat those rocks as they are pelted. Got a TC going down finally. A second TC for Zelos. I wonder if Zelos is just having a bit of an off day, maybe. Got a wonderful push. Clearing out the fairly inactive dockyard, but that's fine. You know, might as well put the Navy to good use. Godricus now also pop-capped at 100. Zelos calls the GG, and Godricus takes the second game of the set. A 2-0. Very rare in League C. Very rare indeed. But with some good use of just forward pressure. Godricus, and perhaps keeping Zelos on the back foot, Godricus was able to take main territory and keep the pressure on and put Zelos out of the game. And no relics were taken. Listen, I love relics. I believe in relics. It's free gold. Free gold. And if you're Lithuanians, it's a free attack upgrade. And if you're Bohemians, it's free food. Relics are beautiful. But nobody takes them. Nobody. Not in League F. Not in League C. Nobody's taken the relics. Very rarely do we see them picked up. Except for like on Arena. So I've just taken it. I've just taken it that you all know something I don't. You must know something. Relics must be cursed. Or something. You all must know something I don't. If you insist on not taking the relics, we've seen some people have. A couple people. But, my god, they're always left. I mean, here it's a bit of a pain in the ass. They're all over the map. I guess you could ferry the monk around in a transport ship to pick them up, but who wants to do all that? There's too much micro going on. Look, it's easy for me to sit here and throw popcorn at the screen and say, hey, get the relic. Yeah, exactly. It takes more APM. It takes attention. You've got so much going on, right? They're such a huge boon to your economy. And, like, it puts your opponent on a ticking clock. It does. But, like, then you've got to fit monks into your build, and you've got to have gold ready to get a monk out, and the monk's got to be protected, and it's you know, it can be rough. It can be rough. So, that is the Godricus vs. Zelos series. Now we've got Zelos and Kamasidamol games. However, just in case you've got somewhere to be, because I appreciate you popping by, Aquino, we're going to do something that I don't normally do. We're going to jump ahead. We're going to knock the Aquino versus Godricus, and you know what? It makes sense. Going from a Godricus game to a Godricus game, it's Godricus, and then we bookend it with another Zelos game, you know? It's poetry. It rhymes. I don't want you to feel cheated. I want you to feel seen and represented. And of course, to do that, I need to make sure I have the scoreboard say the correct thing. Play all twos. Aquino versus Godricus. Let's go. But yes, of course, congratulations and commiserations. Congratulations to Godricus and commiserations to Zelos for that set. Godricus just knew his maps, played really, really well, and took the 2-0, which is going to be very helpful because it's a tight race. You need those 2-0s. Moving onward, we now have in the blue the person of the hour themselves, hanging out here in chat with us, Aquino, as the Burgundians, facing off against Godricus as the Malay. Malay. What's the angle here? Faster age up times? Maybe. So Burgundians, you get your economic upgrades 1 age earlier. They're cheaper. They cost less food. You can get Cavalier and Castle Age. Your technologies are cheaper. Your gunpowder units are better. You can eventually have farmers that generate gold. Burgundians are... Oh, relics generate both gold and food. Burgundians are the top tier. They are the guys when you want to win an arena game. Burgundians are just... I am gobsmacked that people don't just instinctively ban them when arena is on the table. Or pick them. You know? Very powerful Civ. Very good pick. Malay. Malay is a bit of a head scratcher. Let's have a look if I see something that I'm not thinking of over here for Godricus in green. He banned Poles. Poles also a good ban. Poles very, very strong. I'd argue not as strong as Burgundians, though. I think that's probably... I don't know. That's rough. That's hard. There's so many good civs for Arena. So it's hard to... You can't ban them all. So, the Malay advanced to the next stage 66% faster. We saw this used to great effect last season on... what was it? Bog? Who knows? Either way, advancing faster to get ships constructing quicker, etc., etc. Incidentally, we've got the wild boar being picked up by both players. No eco losses so far. So let's have a look. Karambit warriors are pretty meh. Fishing traps are cheaper and provide more food. Battle elephants? Okay. Militia line gold cost is replaced by food cost. You only go up to two-handed swordsman, though, and I don't think you get... I don't know, you get all the infantry upgrades. I don't know what the game plan with Malay is. I don't know what the... I cannot possibly fathom what Godricus is thinking. It's an interesting pick. I'll give him that. So we've got Kino doing very well. Nice clean economy. And again, look at the age up times for these people. Godricus is aging up at 6 minutes 40 seconds. And then they're going to spend 1 minute and 20 seconds aging up to boot. Aquino getting ready. So once everyone turns in food from the boar and whatnot, you'll see the food spikes. Aquino's getting pretty close to aging up himself. Now it doesn't look like it with 175 food sitting there. But yeah, as the boar gets turned in, you'll see that jump fairly quickly. This is interesting. We've got the double bit axe as well. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Double bit axe already researched. So Godricus takes the feudal age and immediately gets double bit and a horse collar. Starts throwing down a couple of farms to boot. Okay. Aquino about to age up. Wants to squeeze out one more Vil. Why not? Gets horse collar as well so that the farms do better. Is it gonna finish? Yeah, horse collar's gonna finish before the farm does. Bam, 250 food. And there we go. Feudal age on the way. Now, fast feudal age is impressive. The fast feudal age is incredibly impressive. But aging up quickly, that's it's hard to get aggression going in arena. Castle age is the real one. Castle age is the one you got to be scared of. Feudal age, you know, some archers, a couple of men-at-arms, they're not getting through this. You don't want to cede the middle ground, particularly if you're Burgundians and you're going to send out monks to gather those relics. Num 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 num. Free food and gold eco. I love it. I want it. It's very delicious and tasty. Put it in my monastery, please. You don't want to cede the central ground, but you know, you can't watch the whole thing with a feudal age army. It's Castle Age where it really starts getting scary. So we've got the barracks coming in from Aquino, and here comes Feudal Age, which means Castle Age eco upgrades are going to be available. There we go, stable. Is it for horsies to protect the relic? Anyone ever just say this war is costing us too many lives and we can share this land? Yeah, you'd be surprised. Quite a few people say that and then immediately have their heads chopped off by the person disagreeing with them. You'd be surprised how frequently that happens. And there we go. We've got the stable and the blacksmith, so ready to rocket right off. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Stable and blacksmith done. Just needs to turn in a little more food, and there it is. Castle Age on the way. Bam. Aquino rocketing ahead. Look at that overtake. Godricus is still, you know, is not too far behind, particularly with the quicker age up of the melee. The horse running backwards and forwards. Look, the horse got hit in the head as a little foal, and it's very tragic. But you know, he loves that horse. He loves that horse, and he wants to give it a good life. Make sure it exercises. Make sure it's feeling good. You know. So Akito getting Scout out as well for protecting the relics, no doubt. Only one Scout out from Godricus. We've got an archery range coming in. Very interesting. Archery range? Okay. Castle Age coming in. Has hit pop cap. Scouts are fighting. And Godricus has been forced from the field. So even with the quicker age up time, Godricus is actually going to get into the Castle Age after Aquino, which is just... I mean, look, Burgundians are very powerful because of how quickly they get their eco upgrades, right? Very powerful because of that. But they don't play themselves, okay? This is an... Aquino has this down to a science. I cannot replicate this to save my life, and I've watched Aquino do it. I can watch these games as many times as I want, and I cannot replicate this. I cannot get the timings down. I cannot get the micro down. Aquino just... an excellent display of skill to get to the Castle Age and get those monks popping, okay? So that, like, 30-second advantage has the monk in queue, has the monastery already built. We've got one going down from Godricus. Godricus actually perhaps acknowledging the power of the mighty relics. And this small light cavalry army, scout at the moment, but soon to be light cavalry army, are going to clash with the spearmen. 10 seconds. Here we go. So the spearmen are going to upgrade soon to pikemen. Wants to delay that fight as long as possible. And there we go. They've upgraded to pikemen. So they're going to get some good value out of this fight, but I don't think they're going to win it. I think there's just too many light cav on scene. And there you go. So it's a good trade for Godricus in terms of eco. In terms of outcome, it's a good trade, but it's giving Aquino control of the field at the moment. So even though the trade was favorable, Godricus hasn't seized the field, hasn't seized the initiative, and that means that all of these delicious relics belong to Aquino. These tasty relics. These chocolatey relics. I can go for a hot chocolate. Maybe after the Aquino set. We'll find out. And here we go. Whoa, we're gonna get our own pikeman. Ooh, are they gonna see him scarpering with it? Is Aquino gonna pick up the kill? Oh, right at the gate. And the monk is on station. The other monk's like, get me out of here, Jesus. Take the wheel! Deliver me from evil! But Aquino's gonna see that too! Oh! Beautiful work from Aquino to secure the field using the scouts to secure the relics. That's gonna be the third relic. The pikemen are fighting each other, the converted pikemen. And there he goes. Godricus is now down to monks. No monks! No monks! And while all this is going on, guess what? These guys have also been focusing on their economies. We've got 3 TCs apiece. We've got 48 and 49 vills, 50 vills respectively. We've got sanctity. But Godricus is just going to cede the relics. Can't contest. Excellent work from Aquino. Absolutely beautiful. That is going to be a huge boon. That is going to really, and I mean really, put the pressure on Godricus. Because one day, all this gold is going to run out. There you go. Manages to spitefully kill that one scout. Oh no, is this monk accidentally going to walk into the many pointed sticks? Goes for the conversion. Gets another free pikeman. Godric is building a monk, but it's too little too late. The pikemen just can't do enough damage. The light cav slay them once again. Another conversion going in. Excellent job. And that monk is going to be able to just heal those pikemen as well. Back to full. Aquino getting an absolutely devastating control of the map at the moment. I mean, Godricus is no slouch. We've just seen Godricus can handle himself. And, you know, taking 5 relics is not the victory condition, alright? There's no relic timer. We've got Imperial Age coming in for Aquino. Guys, we have Imperial Age coming in for Aquino at 24 minutes. On this arena map. Taking the 5 relics is not a victory condition. However, Aquino has now put themselves in such a position that it's really Aquino's game to lose at this point. Aquino is in control. Aquino is in the driver's seat. Aquino says when we stop to take pee breaks. Aquino says which gas stations we're going to get food from. If we're going to get Dunkin' Donuts, or Donut King, or Krispy Kreme. Aquino's in control. God, I want Krispy Kremes. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get me some Krispy Kremes. Why'd I do that to myself? I'm a fool. Gonna try and get some cheeky conversions from the other side of the wall. Aquino like, oi! Come here! Have you heard the word? And Neville's tempted by these shouts. Must step away, lest they be converted to the ways of the monk. Forward castle goes up for Aquino. Imperial Age is only 35 seconds away. Burgundian Vineyards, that's what turns farms not from just a food-producing building, I guess, is the word, but also a gold-producing building. Aquino's eco is about to take off. All these farmers, these 25 farmers, now also contributing to the gold income. Watch that just rocket up. Look at it go. Look at it. Look at it go. That's crazy. Absolute insanity. We have a trebuchet on the way. 40 seconds before Godricus hits the Imperial Age. Is throwing down the defensive castle. We've got the monks once again shouting from over the wall. You sure you don't want to join us? We got relics, and Ted was convinced and was smited by his neighbors for his disloyalty. Death to Ted. May his rotting corpse feed the farm for 1,000 years. Cavalier coming in. Got 5 stables being built on the front doorstep, because why not? Well, Ted knows what he did. Ted committed heresy. There's no coming back from that. Godricus going for the stone because he wants to keep this castle from going down. But unfortunately, the stone is within converting range. These monks all hanging out saying, yeah, you're talking some real good shit for people who can be converted. Going over by that stone. Godricus once again buying stone. See, I mean, we're seeing this constantly. Godricus likes to buy stone a couple of times to just do his best to keep these castles from going down. Has the bombard cannon on the way to clear out the trebuchets, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Aquino's got has 13 Cavalier, 2 more on the way for a grand total of 15. Has siege equipment. There's a hole in the wall, so they can just come in as they please. The TC is being sieged down. The first bombard cannon has revealed itself, shooting at another convert. I don't think there's any vills. There's a couple, but they're not really going to be repairing that anyway. And the focus is immediately switched to knocking down the gate. Are we going to see this lady get converted? No, we're going to see her get smited instead. And here come the Cavaliers. 15 all. Upgrading to Paladin. We have chain barding. We're going to get to plate barding. So they're going to have all of their defensive upgrades first. I like getting the defensive upgrades myself. And Godricus has to call the GG. Couldn't have better golds and stone. Well, it's true. I mean, this is not ideal. You don't really want these at the front of your base. You want them at the back, like over yonder. In fact, this is actually ideal. Very good map generation there for Aquino in base. You know, yeah. That's the thing. yeah, you've got him at the forward, and that's not ideal. It's not a great map, not a great map gen for you. But you know what? Your trouble started a lot sooner. They started. They started here. They started up here. You know. Once you're being sieged down, you don't want to be mining gold at the front of your base. But well, getting sieged out, getting to this position. There was some steps you could have, Godric certainly could have taken to prevent that. Excellent job from Aquino. Another perfect demonstration about why Burgundians really should just be your auto ban. I mean, Poles, again, Poles are a good pick. There's plenty of good picks to ban, but Burgundians really should be the auto ban for arena maps, because this is just... Let's have a look. Yeah, look at his eco. Look at that. About 5k difference. So, what was it? It was like a... I want to say like a 40 eco or whatever difference. A 40 eco difference-ish in one of Godric's previous games where there was that giant eco gap. Here, the ecos are neck and neck. But because Aquino has all of these, got these sooner, and has them all, even has handcart, bless him. They both have handcart, actually, bless them both. Just takes the win. You know, has that stronger eco, has a whole 5,000 extra resources to work with, has the relic gold, you know, has some excellent kills, excellent use of the monks to secure those relics. I mean, and actually beats Malay to the Imperial Age, despite the Malay having the quicker age up time. Still manages to beat them into the Imperial Age. Absolutely beautiful play from Aquino there. Very well done. As tough Godricus, it's really tough, but you know, played well, but wasn't quite able to. I mean, it was real tough out here. Like having those two relics sniped right from the doorstep. That's just it's not just bad luck. I mean, part of it is Aquino knowing to go looking for the relics, right? Is Aquino being active and using the light scouts. But at the same time, you know, it's a little bit of bad luck. It's a bit of bad luck and a bit of Aquino being in a position to capitalize on that bad luck. You know what I mean? So, you know, bit tough, but Aquino takes that victory. Good job. Excellent work. Let's check out the hamburger once again. Godricus v Aquino. Here we go. Dravidians versus Koreans. Is got another lopsided hamburger. Who is in the kitchen making these hamburgers? This is it's unprofessional. I'm just gonna say it. It's unprofessional. This is the second worst hamburger I've ever seen. I want my money back. I'm not eating this, and you can't make me. And here we go. Once again, Godricus. So, confirming my suspicion, perhaps, that every time I saw this happen on Hamburger, it was just Godricus and not other people. Godricus is going for the opponent's... Ooh, now this is definitely... This is definitely not allowed, I think. Whoops! Okay, so, yeah, well, I think Godricus is going to be in quite a surprise when the Godricus v Shasha happens. And we realize, whoops, that's been against the rules. It's fine. It's fine. Kido takes it in stride. Already has the 1 win under the belt, so... Ooh. That one Vil is being cornered. Foisted by their own petard.
Yeah.
And Kino gets to work chopping up that piggy. So let's talk. Let's talk, because I didn't get into this last time. I didn't get into the nitty-gritty of the Dravidians or the Koreans. So let's talk. Let's talk Civ picks. Koreans. Good water Civ. Villages have extra line of sight. Okay. Steinburners work 20% faster. That's going to be good for towering up the wood line. Tower upgrades are free. That's going to be very good. Archer armor upgrades are also free. Also very good if we're going to be seeing an archer play from Akino. And military units except siege weapons cost 20% less wood. Good lord. I've never played Koreans. Koreans are fantastic. Why have I been sleeping on Koreans? And unique tech is watchtowers, guard towers, and keeps get 2 extra range. And Mangonel gets 1 extra range. That's, Oh, and Mangonel minimum range is also reduced, and they get Siege Onager. Why have I never played Koreans? What have I been doing? No, really, what have I been doing? I know they've got the turtle ship, and that's really cool and powerful. Ah, there we go. Yes, we're laming the Ibex. I mean, good job. Akino manages to save a couple. I mean, we kind of knew that was gonna happen. It's yeah. We're just gonna chalk that up to a good old-fashioned whoopsie doodle. I'm actually surprised that another villager managed to get through, but fair enough. Got the house going down. Got the dockyard going down. Deer is after 4 minutes. That is true, Shasha. Very true. Good eye. Man, you should referee. And here we go. Feudal Age coming in for Akino. Sorry, I was just really gobsmacked by what a great civilization the Koreans were. This is amazing. I can't wait to see what you do with them. I'm very excited. This is what I love about casting. I learn things. Most of the time, the thing I learn is that I'm stupid. Sometimes, I learn cool stuff. That's just really amusing to me. Akino has put the Godricus scout in the baby cage. Has put up the wall. That scout shall scout no more. I really like that. That's really funny. And here we go. The Korean tower's going down. And Akino getting ready to go get into stone so that we can get some extra towers. Because Akino knows. Akino knows what I don't know. And what Akino does know is that the Korean towers are going to be very scary. No way. With Korean vills, you see the other side of the wood line. That's my mind exploding and leaking out my ears. I'm furious. I'm actually upset. I'm upset. Koreans is such a good pick for this map. How did this happen? That, oh boy. Oh. Oh. Kino, you're killing it with your civ picks. You know your civs. That's beautiful. Love that. Godricus is going to be feeling that pressure. I mean, we've had these towers securing this wood line. Godricus has only just entered the feudal age and only just going to be able to start wondering about where to maybe put a tower. Maybe. And I don't know, why get in a tower war with Koreans? Why do that? Why do that to yourself? You're not going to win. It's just not happening. Like, get out. Go home. Like, oh my god. This is brutal. This... Like, okay, Godricus is going to be able to put down some counter towers and maybe, like, get to a stalemate where neither person can use the wood line. But Godricus has been completely forced off. Look at the bottom. Oh.
Yeah?
You're already off the hamburger. Have you been watching the replays and knowing, have you been formulating a strategy for how to beat Godricus? Or are you just that good? Come on. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me. This is amazing. Oh, Godricus is also exfiltrated rather expediently. Perhaps because the wood line is a massacre. Okay, so both players now know... Well, Godricus knows that Aquino is on the coast, so knows that the wood is not safe. I don't know if Aquino knows that Godricus is here yet. When he's off wood in the middle, he has to take outside. You just know how to play hamburger. You've got the skills. You've got the skills to pay those bills. Let's see what happens. Alright. Fire ship's going to catch the transport ship. That's not probably going to work out very well in the transport ship's favor. Gets away with 7 health. Not bad. Gonna need something to protect it from the large navy of the Godricus, though. We've only got 1 dockyard apiece so far.
Piggy.
And you've done it. Every time. Every time with this guy. Godricus is like, I'm gonna sit on this wood line. I'm gonna sit on this wood line and get some wood, and we're gonna have an economy. And Aquino's like, no, stop that. Save the trees. Alright, we're getting into the Tower Wars. So, 5117. 5117. Okay. So, yeah, the towers are about equal. Of course, they've been cheaper for Aquino, so has more resources to repair them as the situation calls for it. And of course, if Aquino ages up, these will also tech up regardless. And yeah, looks like Aquino's just gonna follow the pilgrims. Go looking wherever they go. Drop another tower. Because why not? Why not? The Koreans. Drop another tower. Incidentally, when does Turtle Ship? Because that's a fairly expensive ship. But the stat line on it is just crazy. I also want to see Turtle Ship. Turtle Ship is so cool. Could you believe when I was a young boy, a very young boy, about 12 or 13, I thought the Turtle Ship looked stupid? What a fool I was! Proof positive that children don't know anything. And here we go. We're just... Godricus is gonna once again be repairing a stone building and lose all of the stone that he has banked up. Godricus doesn't have small trees. I think I need small trees for it to be small trees, and I don't have small trees. Partially because I'm a little bit... What?
Yeah?
The audacity. Not only does Aquino have enough stone stockpiled to out-attrition Godricus, has enough stone income, thanks to the Korean stone mining bonus, to just keep dropping towers. And it's just going to keep doing it. This has to be infuriating. This... Just as... Godricus is going to burn down the dock, so small victories, I guess. Actually, that's not a small victory, that's a rather large victory. And Godricus is also advancing to the castle age. So despite all of this constant harassment and pressure from Aquino, this frustration at every single turn, Godricus is going to be getting into the castle age first. The game's not over. Why not just fight? That's actually a really good question. Why not just fight? I suppose the fear is of a quick wall.
A.
Or some such. I don't know.
Sari.
Ooh. Almost got a Vil kill. And the Vils are going to constantly be expelled from the tower because it is too lower health. Got Castle Age queued up for Aquino. Gonna be about 2 minutes behind Godricus going into the Castle Age, but is Koreans. So, if we can get another dockyard down in the bay, we might still see Turtle ship. Never mind. While that fire ship is there, probably not going to be getting many dockyards down in the bay. Something about pouring molten pitch onto the construction site. And gets the Vil kill! Cheeky Aquino. I have once again actually neglected to, Okay, so Godricus knows he's being watched.
준비.
We've got the castle, the house wall to protect the Vils. Godricus is busy thinking of something else, probably putting down this castle. And Aquino already knows to vacate the premises, thanks to the Vil line of sight. One Vil goes down, but, you know, such are the casualties of war. And there we go, once again. Interesting. Aquino might be able to pen them in. Are we going to get the quick wall up? Almost! Almost! We got some of them walled in. And suddenly the 5 become 2 and 3. This is crazy. This is weird. This is such a messy fight. I love it. I love messy fights. You have no idea. We got the second TC coming down for Godricus. Gonna do what Godricus gonna do what Godricus knows best, and that's steamrolling the main island. There we go. We've got guard tower up. Can actually outrange. This guard tower can outrange the castle. Of course, because it has Bodkin arrow. That's why. We've got the second TC coming down from Aquino, though. Aquino is not going to be left behind in the eco department. No siree. So we've got that going. You like that? I like to see that. And we've got another tower coming down to protect the shoreline. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go down and it's gonna start firing at that ship. There you go. Korean guard tower. This is gonna be hilarious when your most built unit is gonna be the Korean guard tower. That's going to be very amusing to me. I'm gonna find that incredibly funny. Godricus, probably not so much. Godricus is probably sick of Korean guard towers. Probably never wants to hear the words Korean guard tower ever again. Or watchtower. Or any tower. Probably just doesn't want to hear the word Korean tower in the same sentence at this point. Because look at it slowly chip away at the castle. Because it's got the extra range because of Bodkin Arrow. I mean, if that castle, once Godricus gets Bodkin Arrow, if Godricus gets Bodkin Arrow, then it's, you know, going to be a layup for the castle. Though, I don't know. I don't know at this point. Aquino just at every step seems to know exactly what to do to make the towers the most frustrating thing in the world. Did indeed find another wood line in the west. Got sharp eyes, Aquino. I mean, you were here, so... has the war galley there to escort the builds. So that finally, some peace and quiet. And the castle's going down. Castle's gonna go down. Secure a bit of the waterways. That's great. Third TC going down for Godricus. Oh, are we actually not... Okay. We're not committing to the castle? Alright. I think you should probably delete it if you're not going to commit. Or are you just waiting for... What are we waiting for? Who's coming? The monk. Of course. Of course it's a monk. Why would I expect an Aquino game without a monk? Are you going for relics? Are you going to get relics? Where's your monastery? I demand. You're getting relics. Aquino. I should... You... He's getting relics. He's getting relics. He's getting turtle ships. What's not to love about Aquino in this set? What's not to love? We've got relics. We've got turtle ships. We've got Korean towers. They're all over the joint. We're having a fire sale. I hope you like towers because boy oh boy, you're gonna... It's just towers. It's all towers. Everywhere, everything's a tower. You think that's a gold mine? Nope. That's a tower. Something get killed? Nope. It's a tower. Lumberyard? Nope. It's a tower. It's all towers. TC? No, that's a tower. Everything's towers. It's all towers. The wood... I'm gonna look at the statistics at the end of this game, and we are going to see who had the most wood, and here comes the turtle ship. Look at that for an opening shot. Just thump. Look at it just lumber gracefully amongst the fishies and the whales and the crustaceans. Aquino absolutely... I mean... Fair play to Godricus. Godricus has done a good job of not losing their cool and continuing the game and looking for a way forward. But it just doesn't matter. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this turtle ship. Bam. Bye. Thanks for playing. Like, and there's 3 more of them up here. And I have it on good authority that I would assume that Korea can build more than 4 turtle ships. And we're getting ballistics as well. Because you know what? We need ballistics because I think the towers are missing too much. So I want the towers to be better. Let's get ballistics too. Aquino is just... absolutely savage. Absolutely savage in this game. This is amazing. Thunk. And another one down. And like that. Aquino just has naval supremacy. Because of course they do. They're playing Koreans. What are you going to do? Stop them?
Seri.
Bill gets just absolutely demolished by a cannonball. The Imperial Age comes in for Godricus, but, well, we've got a Trebuchet coming in probably from this castle. Yep. We've got the pretty standard... Godricus has gone pretty much for a... Like, with the modification of trying to thrive on the exterior... Oh, look, another wood line. Another wood line. More like another tower real estate. Oh, we've got a defensive castle going down to stop... To finally try and stop these vills from following. If you just walk past them and put a tower like here and box them in, I am going to die. I am going to literally die. Oh, you're just going to do that instead. Even better. Even better. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna die. It's like Keto. The castle takes down the TC. The castle takes down the turtle ship. How do I even cast this? What can I possibly say to add to this?
Yeah.
Builder gets converted by a monk. How many relics you picked up, buddy? 2 relics? We got... Is there another monastery hiding around, maybe? We'll see. Yeah, and they found the additional tower. Oh, and the additional tower is going to be backed up by an additional tower, because we don't have enough towers on the back yet. What do I say? What could I possibly have to say? This is beautiful. This is what I love about casting games, alright? We have seen some, like, mechanical precision. We have seen, like, people demonstrate a true understanding of matchups, of balance, of the scissors, paper, rock that goes into the civs, of how to build an economy, of all this complicated stuff, right? Of all this, like, this real detailed, granular, fine knowledge, right? And then, at the same time, at this level, right, we also have this. This is, in the 2 series that I've casted, and I know Koreans building towers is not a new strategy, okay? Koreans building towers is certainly not an invention for this league. However, I rarely see it. I rarely see it at all. I've never seen it at, like, this level. Okay? I haven't seen it in any of the tournaments that I've casted, or that the other people have casted in the other leagues that I've popped in on and had a look at. Like, this is just... Not only is this a mechanically sound, excellently executed strategy, like, just perfectly executed, it's fun. It's unique, you know? It's something that you don't see a lot. And that's just the coolest thing. That's what I love about getting to cast these series. War Wagon's just gonna completely demolish the galley because of, you know... Of course they are. Godricus is in so much trouble. Like, Godricus has the Trebs, and is sieging down, and is walking forward with the Urumai swordsman. Still, too bad, is in so much trouble right now. The entire map is dotted by... We're gonna check your line of sight. We're gonna check the Aquino line of sight. Look at that. Fog of war? Fog of what? Never heard of it. Must go to a different school than we do. Look at this. There is literally nowhere to hide on the exterior ring. And guess what? Aquino has complete naval supremacy. And I don't care what Godricus builds, Aquino has turtle ships. So, like, even if Godricus manages to win, without question, just dominate the hamburger, Aquino's just gonna sit on the ring, slowly build power, and just step on him. Step on Godricus. And you know, we've got bombard cannons sieging down the castle. So much of this woodline has been left unchopped. Like, you can see, so you see where the ground changes? That's where, like, each player has been chopping. On the Aquino side, yeah, that's quite a bit. Like, especially over here, there's been, like, a solid deforestation effort. On the Godricus side, that's it. And there we go. Godricus has to throw in the towel. The GG is... It is Aquino's. I am thrilled that I got to cast that. That was spectacular. And my heart goes out to Godricus. That must have been the most frustrating game. Hands down. I cannot think of a game that has been played in this season that could possibly, even if Godricus is the reincarnation of Bob Ross, the fire and fury that must be spitting from its... This would have driven me insane. This? I'm dead. I'm dead. I have a heart attack. I die. It's just, it's over for me. You know? Let's have a look at the stats. Oh, you know what? Let's... Look at that. 6 war wagons, 12 Urumi swordsmen. This... How many towers? 11. 11 towers. And, 3 castles. You know, plus minus however many were sieged down by the trebuchets on the mainland. Let's have a look. Oh, let's see. Military, of course. Fantastic KD from Aquino. He's only really built 6 war wagons and a couple of turtle ships. Really, fantastic KD, because what are you gonna kill, right? Not a lot of units. Buildings are pretty close. Conversions, infinite, and of course, it's this economy score is pretty. There's a pretty big disparity. Look at that. What could he have done? I don't know what Godricus does to counter that. I don't. For the life of me, I cannot think how you beat that. That is... I wonder if we're going to start seeing Godricus pick Koreans on this map after that. I would. I 100% would. The revenge for laming. You're right. It's revenge for laming the boar, but not the ibex, because that was fine. But for the boar, definitely. That's just... Look at that, man. That's... And yeah, it's competitive in every... Oh, not stone, because Koreans just mine stone like absolute chads. We have the 4 relics, nearly 1,000 gold of free... 1,000 free gold for Aquino, just to cap it off. Just because Aquino loves making me happy. You know? Getting the relics. Good job, Aquino. That's spectacular. I don't know... I am at a loss. I don't know what Godricus does to counter that. I don't know what play you could make to stop that win. That was an absolute... People have to be afraid of your Civ picks, Akino. If you're picking a Civ, people need to be terrified. Because your understanding of... You have just demonstrated... Because no one else has gone Koreans on this map. That I can think of. I don't think... I can't think of anyone who's gone Korean. You know your Civ matchups for maps. You know. And... Congratulations, Akito, on the 2-0. You really earned it. And like that, the 2-0 that Godricus walked away with from the previous matches has been undone. And Akino takes their own 2-0. Oh boy, this is heating up. I'm loving this. We've got 2 more games. We had to have a load, so we've got 3 replays, 2 games. Let's get cracking. This one will be Zelos. Oh, I didn't have to reset the thing. That's cool. This will be the Zelos versus Karmasitamol on Hyper Random. And my god, what have you done, Hyper Random? What is this? What is this? I'm upset. I'm upset. The cows are... Ooh, these are very beefy cows. The starting cow had a lot more meat than the other cows. Boars are still... No, that one's kind of... That's a pretty skinny boar. Karmasitamol sounds like a medicine drug. It does. And I'm just now wondering if I'm mispronouncing it. I hate Hyper Random Y. Let's see. Gold is worth gold. Oh, there's a lot of gold in them there hills. Likewise the same over here. Yes, good. You got what? 800 gold, 2,000 gold, 3,000 gold. I'm upset. Hyper Random, I guess the demolition ships ran into each other. Very well. What? What is... Do you convert those, or... What? 1,000 defense. 7-0 plus 7 pierce attack. Can I... Yeah, they just have, like, giant line of sight sort of thing. Alright. Alright! Good job there. Karmasitamol getting the wild boar. Mongols, of course, better at... you know, it's been a while since I've discussed the civs, and once again, I managed to forget to talk about the Dravidians, but that's fine. It's... Doesn't matter. We'll get it next time. So, ooh, Zelos running into a PubCap issue here. Quick, 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 get that house down. Pronto. Got TC idle time. We don't want that. These old cow B? I guess they must be. So, Teutons. Very good civilization for defending. Gets murder holes for free, and towers can garrison extra units. Towers garrison 2 times units, murder holes, and herbal medicine for free. Yes, okay. Farms are cheaper, town centers garrison more, barracks and stable units get extra armor in +2 in the Imperial Age. Monks heal from further. Better castles. Okay. So yeah, pretty good stuff from Teutons there. I mean, the Teutonic Knights, pretty a pretty sad unit to use. Does great in melee combat, but is so slow. And like with archers and knights being like the premier units that people use in Castle Age, Teutonic Knights just not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it at all. Alright, so, but you know, you've got good garrisons, you've got decent you got a decent eco, what's the word I'm thinking of? Help me. Eco bonus. That's the word. You've got a decent eco bonus in cheaper farms. That's going to be very helpful. You've got strong towers, good defense. Like, you know, it's not going to excel. Teutons aren't going to really excel at any... Well, they are going to excel on, like, defensive maps, I guess. But, like, they're not going to, like, super excel in any one place. Just kind of a solid all-rounder, you know? Nothing too bad. Nothing that makes me go, yes, I must have Teutons. But also nothing that makes me go, well, that's useless, you know? I guess the herbal medicine one is kind of meh, because you don't get a lot of, you don't do a lot of healing from garrison. It's, you know, it's fine. Having 1 dud isn't too bad. We've got, Feudal Age coming in for Karmacetamol already. Zelos is going to be quite a bit behind, partially because of all of the... Boars have regeneration? Yeah, what? As in, they regenerate health? Or they respawn? I think they just regenerate their health. Which I thought they did. No, they don't. I'm stupid. Don't worry about it. Alright, there we go. Karmacetamol. Jumping up into the Feudal Age. Nice and quick. Got Town Watch going in, because why not? Always good to get some extra line of sight. We've got Market and Blacksmith going down, so we're clearly aiming for a quick Castle Age. Never a bad shout. Let's talk about Mongols. So, hunters work 40% faster. Hunters are people attacking, not getting cows. Cows no good. Deer, boars, the stuff that you shoot with a bow and arrow, that's hunting. They work 40% faster. It's going to be part of the reason why Karmacetamol was able to age up so much faster. As you'd expect from the Mongols, lots of good stuff in terms of cavalry. Their cavalry archers fire faster. A lot of their light cavalry units have extra hit points. The unique techs aren't particularly exciting. Nothing really great. Well, Siege Workshop units move 50% faster. I guess it's nice to have faster rams. Mangandai are fine. They do good. They have bonus against siege weapons, and they're just, you know, cavalry archers. They're good. Yeah, and you know, they have access to quite a lot of upgrades. I think the only thing they're really missing is the final cavalry upgrade, cavalry armor upgrade, I want to say. That's about the only super important thing. Oh, they don't get paladin. There you go. That's a bit of a kick in the nuts, but that's fine. You know, you can make do of that. So again, a another civ that's like... Ah, there we go. We've got Castle Age. While I was looking at that, we've got Castle Age 40 seconds away. Meanwhile, Zelos is caught up. Gonna hit Castle Age about the same time as Karma Mall. Very good, very good. We just had Horse Collar pop as well. So yeah, Mongols, another civ that is not gonna make me jump up and down and go, yes, you must have them for this map. They're excellent. You know, they're gonna excel. They're gonna really excel here. But also, I'm never gonna be like, oh, you picked Mongols on that map? Really? You know, solid all-rounder. And that's probably why we've had pick these two civs for hyper random. Because who could have possibly predicted this? Castle Age now in for both players. We've got War Galley immediately. Going in for Zelos. I'm a little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie, when I said I was gonna cover these games, I didn't realize that there would be quite so many long ones, but it's fine. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm committing to the bit. We're gonna get this sorted. I've left you waiting for too long. We're hungry for... Okay, so you do convert them by being near them. And then you get lit on fire. And now it belongs to Zelos. Cool. Yes, I've kept you all waiting for far too long. I'm gonna give you the Age of Empiresing you deserve, that you crave. So we've got a fire ship versus a galley. Now that's interesting. Galley's getting fletching, so it's going to be able to fire from slightly further away. 1.43. Okay, so it is still faster than the fire ship. Fire ship, of course, much better than a fire galley. We've got 4 of them roaming around. Alright. Karmacetamol's probably going to want to get some naval upgrades in a hurry. Otherwise, this map is going to feel very, very small very, very quickly. I'm just going to start burning down the dockyard. Why not? There's no law against it. Fire ship versus fire galley. Here's a good place to demonstrate the difference in power. It's mostly a 1v1. Okay, got a little bit of help at the end, but you know. So, you know, as you'd expect, a bit more efficient. Not super. Not a huge deal. Doesn't make a huge difference in mirroring, in mirror fights, but like, that's worth having. The bear. Oh, the bear actually has food. I didn't think bears had food. Guess that's mega random for you. Hyper random. I was waiting for the bear to have like 20 speed and 15 attack. So we're bringing the house down, baby doll. Look at him go. Roasty toasty. Giving it to him. Zelos and Karmacetamol. Going to be very warm this winter. We've got 2 TCs down for Karmacetamol, 3 down for Zelos. Excellent work. Is that relics? Hallelujah. It's relics. You know what they say? Every time you pick up a relic and put it in your monastery, Lex learns to love again. Sure. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. So Zelos having pretty comfortable naval supremacy. And there we go, a couple of fire galleys popping out to fight fire ships. They're doing like a 2v1 thing there, so they do come out ahead. Excuse me. Actually gonna win this fight. Thanks to some clever... There we go, fire ship pops. Is that... crazy. I was under the assumption that fire ships and war galleys had separate upgrade trees. And yet, that's fine. Doesn't matter. It's me being stupid. Here we go, so now it's fire ship versus fire ship. There is no statistical advantage one way or the other. So Karmacetamol is going to comfortably clean up the Navy of Zelos and retake the waters of life. Rivers are, as Sam and Max once said, the waterways of life, unless you squeal on the mob. Always bear in mind, it is worth keeping in mind that snitches do get stitches. And in this case, this fire ship, hearing the clarion call of the monk, trying to entice it to snitching, knowing that snitching begets stitching, decides to flee and fight to the death valiantly on this little thing of fish. We used to not have demos and fire ships in feudal, but they added feudal versions to make the galley upgrade affect all of them. Thank you, Shasha. Thank you for expanding my tiny, tiny brain. What would I do without you? What would I do without any of... What would I do without any of the wonderful people in... Any of the wonderful people who I've casted in Season 7 or 8. You're all so bloody swell. Hey, here we go. Some land combat. We got a transport ship dropping off a cheeky little Mangadai raid. Very nice of Karmacetamol. We do have Imperial Age coming in for Zelos, by the way. I did notice it, and I don't remember if I made the words come out of my mouth expressing that. We've got a castle going down as well. Wheelbarrow coming in for Karmacetamol, because Wheelbarrow is amazing. Ooh, gonna try and convert the Cav Archers. That's not a play that the monk wants to make, because... There we go. Oh, never mind. Got the conversion off. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. That's a sneaky one. Normally that doesn't pan out so well, but in this case it does. Alright. Karmacetamol was looking pretty on the back foot in terms of Navy for a while, but this is, my opinion has changed. The many men on fire ships with flamethrowers pointed at me have convinced me that I think Karmacetamol might be turning it around on the old ocean. And there we go. The cavalry... Did I called these Mangadai because I'm dumb. No, these are cavalry archers. Regular cavalry archers, not Mangadai. Mangadai are different. They have cooler hats. Ooh, that's a fat little piggy. Guarded by a couple of hungry bears. That's a fat bear. That's a fat bear that ate a fat piggy. Fast fire ship. There we go. So we've got the fast fire ships now fighting the regular fire ships. And some demo ship action from Zelos. Ah, look at that. Beautiful work. Clears out the clumped up fire ships. Takes whatever edge the technology upgrade gave him and just catapults forward with the demo ships. I was just saying how much I thought that Zelos was dominating the water, and that I'd always believed that Zelos would seize the water, and never doubted for a second. And we don't have to hurt me, please. Please don't hurt me. Please, Mr. Teutons, don't smite me for my lack of faith. I know that's a thing that Teutons sometimes do. Fire ships going to work, roasting the dock, using them as a lighthouse, I guess. A makeshift lighthouse, because they've already got these ones, but are like, you know what? We need to know where the coastline is. Better start some fires. Demo ship comes out and gets a nice hit in, though. That's good work from Kamasitamol. That's always the risk you take when you're assaulting the enemy's dockyards. Here comes another demo ship. Are they going to get the... Nope, they can't quite reach the villager. Do we have any demo ships for Zelos? None in the queue. I think knows that it's there though, so is going to be paying attention and knows to not bunch up too hard. So we're going to watch this demo ship. We're going to see what it does. This is looking juicy. Ooh. Not fantastic, but not bad. Still got, you know, 1.5. Not bad, not bad. Another demo ship pops out of this. I don't really know if I want to be building demo ships out of a dock that's on fire, but I guess it's not really my choice. Heavy demo ship on the way, as Imperial Age pops for Kamasitamol. But, I don't know. Zelos has a pretty commanding lead, even has some cannon galleons on the way. To be able to start sieging down stuff that's further inland. Here it is, 13 range on this sucker. Gonna be able to knock down that TC easy. Might actually be able to get both of them. What's that, 6 range? Yeah. Because that's 6, that's 6. That's only 12. Both of those TCs are going to be in range of the angry cannon galleons. Yep. Misclick there. Scout gets burnt to death by the angry fire ships. Zelos is just working his way down the coastline now. Clearing out the dockyards. Oh, interrupted the heavy demo ship upgrade. Getting handcart, though. Some people might say, Kamasitamol, why? Why are you getting handcart now? Don't you have more pressing things to build? To which I say, no. Handcart is an excellent ability. Except, I guess Kamasitamol agreed with you and cancelled handcart to get shipwright instead. Very upset. I'm upset. I'm mad. But it's fine. It's fine. Kamasitamol knows what Kamasitamol is doing. Shipwright is probably the better play. Has some heavy demo ships come out and smack the piss out of those fire ships. Look at them go. Unfortunately, there's still plenty more where that came from. We have 10 heavy demo ships queued up. Ooh boy, this is Kamasitamol saying, alright. Gonna get some... Ooh, that's gonna be a juicy one. There we go. And there it goes. Just like that, the Navy is being whittled to pieces. And another one down. And another one down. Another one is about to bite the dust. Of course, for cannon galleons, and we've got some these heavy demo ships of their own. Lovely. These two still just slowly burning these houses down, I guess. I guess it's good to have a hobby. Demo ships looking for some trouble. I mean, Kamasitamol, though, running out of gold. Zelos. Not that... Oh, can you not? I guess it must be just be like one tile too far or something. Another hit there. Demo ship. I'd say this is probably going to try and find the cannon galleons. Needs to do something about that, actually. That'll work. And here they come! The demo ships ride! Seeking vengeance! Ooh, and here come the fire ships too. These kind of galleons are in quite a bit of trouble, actually. This is a nice little turnaround from Karmacita. And like that, we're back in the game again. Karmacita's got slightly less gold. Where's the monastery? It's only 2. Do you have a monastery? You must. There you go. 2 relics apiece, both players. Brilliant. And Karmacita setting up a TC off from the mainland. Interesting. And Zelos has a nice little castle here to kind of secure the waterways. But this is good. This is good for Karmacita. Splitting up your eco. I mean, obviously, if this island gets swept clean, Karmacita is going to have quite a few problems. But having this little fallback position, not bad. You want that diversification of location. Zelos doing good, getting some excellent kills there. Taking a good fight, gets the win there. Has pretty commanding control of the sea, I would say. And once again is burning down the docks. Karmacita just needs more gold. Just doesn't have anywhere near enough. Where the hell has all of Zelos' gold? Has that just been from, like, mining? Another one down and another one down. Another demo ship bites the dust. Takes some enemies with it. Very interesting. Another roast. Another toasty roast. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And the cannon galleons sieging down have knocked down the castle. Gonna start sieging down the... Zelos smells the relics inside that monastery and wishes to do away with them. Because, you know what Karmacita needs? More pressure on their gold economy. I tell you what, it's neck and neck. Because these navy fights, particularly with heavy demo ships on the cards, can go either way, right? Especially around these, like, tight corners, you know? But Zelos is... You know, every time it looks like Zelos has the Navy under complete control, Karmacita gets a couple good hits in like that, right? And then suddenly we're sort of back to... We're taking a step back to square one. But every time we take a step back to square one, Zelos bounces back, right? So, like, Karmacita at this point is going from... Before Karmacita, it was swinging backwards and forwards from being in Zelos' favor to Karmacita's to Zelos to Karmacita. Now it's going from Zelos' favor to nobody's back to Zelos. Right? Karmacita is doing a good job at resetting the field, but isn't able to step up from that position to get an advantage. And you can kind of tell by the way that Zelos has just been dominating these waterways. Particularly when all of... I mean, not all of it, obviously, but most of Karmacita's dock production has to come out of here. So it's really easy to bottle them up. Or they can go all the way around the island, you know, and come out this end. Which is just a huge waste of time. So yeah, Zealous is in a fantastic position at the moment. It's just gonna gradually sort of take their time. There's actually no gold in the middle of the map. Is there any gold left on the map? Excuse me while I zoom out real quick. Okay, there's still a fair bit of gold. Plenty there. Some over there. Some there. Alright, I think, yeah, but there's like none in the middle. So Zealous has been able to mine... Like, Kamasutamol doesn't have a huge gold economy at the moment. Oh, this is savage. That's brutal. That's brutal. Absolute carnage. Absolute state of that fight. That was brutal. Excellent value there for Zealous. And just like that. Excellent value there for Kamasutamol. Because fighting over this little strait is... You good? You good, man? You feeling a little dizzy? Are these all... No, these are all fire ships. Okay. So as I was saying, yeah, Zealous has a huge amount of gold in the bank, right? And can draw on that and can use that to project force immediately, right? Kamasutamol, on the other hand, I mean, has that gold still available, but hasn't mined it up yet, so isn't able to use it to convert it to project force. Zealous just needs to spend these resources. Like, I'm actually shocked that Zealous has been able to do so well in the eco department. With the huge disparity in eco units. Kamasutamol's gone up to 150 bills. Like, the eco for Kamasutamol should be fantastic. I mean, it's mostly in wood, I guess. Which is fine. Like, you will eventually use wood. Probably needs to start throwing down some... Way more than 19 farms there. Oh, right, but if you farm there, you're gonna get bombed to death by cannonballs. Okay, this island... So this island's gonna start feeling a lot smaller now that the cannon galleons are out and just sieging everything down. Throwing down an outpost, very nice. Going to be able to see stuff. Never mind, that outpost is getting roasted. Yeah, it's sort of... It's still sort of anyone's game. I mean, Zealous is in the better position. Zealous has more liquid resources, more, I guess, banked resources that he can immediately, on a dime, turn into units, turn into pressure, turn into... And has, you know, the pop cap... this is the... Yes. Okay. Excuse me. While we quickly... Don't mind that. So, as I was saying, Zealous has the liquid resources, has bank stuff, can immediately draw on, has... You know, once they finish throwing down houses, can turn 110 pop cap into military. Kamasutamol can only turn 50 pop cap into military. Less than half. And doesn't have a huge bank of resources. So if if those units go down, Kamasutamol's gonna struggle to replace them immediately. The longer this stretches out, thanks to the giant eco difference, Kamasutamol's going to catch up. Thank you for the sip. I will take that now. but it's really rough, you know. No. I mean, do we even have, like, a box? It looks like Zelos doesn't want to win the game by invading Karmacetamal's island. I think Zelos aims to just strangle Karmacetamal to death with the navy and kind of hope that Karmacetamal taps out. But I don't think that's a winning strategy. That having that much gold banked, like, unless you are at 200 pop cap, you do not want gold in the bank. Karmacetamal selling a bunch of food. Like, this Zealous needs to turn this into units. Needs to turn this into something that can assault Karmacetamal's land. I mean, can comfortably make a bridgehead with the cannon galleons, you know. Fight with demolition ships. Oh, that was a good hit. Gets a few cheeky Vil kills with the demo ship. Gonna get a good one here. Demo ships into demo ships. Everybody dies. Zealous is starting to get a little bit of extra. There we go. Karmacetamal got the trebuchets across the river. How'd that even happen? Uh-oh. I had to sneeze, so I couldn't say, oh my god. But oh my god. Managed to get one of the cannons. The castle goes down. I mean, this one's going to get some good damage in on these trebs. But is it going to secure the kill? Cannon Galleon has to run away. Can't stay around for that. Because trading the Cannon Galleon for even one or two trebs. Trading the Cannon Galleon for the two trebs, not going to be worth it. And like that, Zealous has mined all of the gold on their island. And did Zealous get crenellations? That's a good question. I believe I can check. No, the easiest way to check is look at this. Yes, yeah, did get crenellations. I'm like, why am I trying to find the tech? Just, yeah, look at the castle, dummy. So Zealous has crenellations. So crenellations means that the Zealous castles have an extra 3 range, putting them out to a whopping 13. That means that Zealous castles will trade with cannon galleons. I don't actually know if Mongols get cannon galleons. We're not seeing any, so... We're not seeing any if they do. But still gonna need to do something about these trebuchets. I guess having the cannon galleons around is a plan, unless they get demo shipped to death. There we go, we got more cannon galleons coming. But Zealous is kind of on a ticking clock, and we can see it. Ooh, unless... Is there any left on this island as well? Gang? Rarely do I say this, but all the gold is gone. all of the gold has been mined off the map. What you see is what you get. These guys are going to have to start selling wood, selling food, selling stone if they want gold to build military units. Or it's going to devolve into a vicious trash fight. And here we go. The Trebuchet is getting smashed by the cannon galleons. Down goes the second Treb. It is going to lob a rock at the cannon galleons. But, yep. It's going to get trade 1 for 1. Technically, that is a good trade in terms of eco. And there goes a second one for nothing. That's a good little trick you got there, Kamacetamol. Yeah, if Kamacetamol wants to siege down these cannon galleons with these Trebs, he needs to do it under the cover of the castle. You know? And if Kamacetamol wants to save that castle, he's going to need to act fast. Like fire ship fast. Here comes some more demo ships. It's time for your daily exploding. Lures them in. There we go. These cannon galleons are starting to siege their way down. I think I was skeptical. I was very skeptical of the Zealous apparent strategy of just trying to strangle Kamacetamol to death. But it would appear that it's starting to pay off. And part of that too is that Zealous, by having the dominating position in the Navy battle, has just been able to get much more efficient trades. You know? Like, Kamacetamol has had to regularly invest way more into demo ships to reset the field, and that's very expensive, you know? Whereas Zealous has been able to kind of preserve a sort of, yeah, and like, look at that. I mean, selling 100 wood for 17 gold, you're not getting a whole bunch, but, you know, it's better you sell it than your opponent for that price, you know? I mean, Kamacetamol has wood to sell. Believe me. You can sell some of that wood, Kamacetamol. You're not going to use all of it. I believe in you. So we've got hoardings coming in. Armor upgrades for cavalry. We've got skirms. Got some cav archers and mangadai. I mean, I like the spunk, but I don't know what you're going to do with them, Kamacetamol. I genuinely don't know. Because at this point, even if you raid, suppose right now you raid and wipe out like, I don't know, 50 of the Zealous eco units. Kinda okay. So then what? Like, what do you do about this? This is an absolute marathon of a game. I miss turtle shit. Yep, just the Zealous casually burning their way through the dockyards, through the production line. Not that... How many dockyards you got? 19. I have a funny feeling quite a few of those are going to be idle with 68 gold in the bank. We're getting into a bit of a fight. Ooh. You know what? Poo-pooed the land forces, but good job, Kamacetamol. Sniping out one of the cannon galleons with cavalry archers. I bet that ship never saw that coming. Demo ship blows up and kills a bunch of cav archers on the shore. Zealous still pretty comfortable in the gold lead. I mean, Karmacetamol... What's the plan forward, you know? A couple of heavy demo ships, there they are. Sneak their way forward. Second one's going away. Yeah, we've got a lot less health. And all of Zealous ships are engaged in this combat, whereas some of Karmacetamol's were just hanging out. And another demo ship kills... Hello? Hello? What's going on here? Karmacetamol sneaks around some vills, throws down some stables, and starts building light cav. The Mongolian light cavalry makes landfall on Zelos's base and begins slaying vills. Again, at this point, I don't know how much that's going to do, but it might be enough to stress Zelos, to demoralize Zelos, to make Zelos think, well, that's it? Because, I mean, it's a food-only unit, so you don't need gold. Taking down these castles is going to be a tall order for scouts, but if you throw enough of them at the problem, it'll work. Siege Workshop. That is fairly optimistic. Karmacetamol switching into galleons. Oh, this shit just got real. This just got so real. And Zealous has actually burned through all of the gold as well. So now Zealous is in the same position as Karmacetamol, where it's just a matter of just trickling in pennies at a time thanks to the relics, you know? Yeah. Karmacetamol picked up the relics again, so... Karmacetamol getting quite a few kills. And we've got a ram. We've got a battering ram. Monk goes down. That's a gold unit. That's going to be expensive. The Teutonic Knight! I'm talking about how useless they were because they're so slow. And look at how slow he is. 0.8 movement speed. Oh, but Karmacetamol only has melee units. And he has 8 melee armor and 14 attack. Look at them do 1 damage per hit. It's the miracle. It's the game where Teutonic Knights are useful. Come, gather ye faithful, as I tell you of the miracle. Meanwhile, Karmacetamol doing an excellent job. Good micro. Gonna be getting some good kills. Needs to make sure that the hit and run strat, part of the hit and run strat is that you have to hit. So he needs to make sure that, oh, here come the demo ships. I thought those galleons really had it. I really did. But demo ships clean up. Title of the stream, extremely relevant. We've had two games from this that are over an hour. The Godric's Zealous set and the Zealous Karmacetamol set. From now on, when Zealous sends me replays, I need to check the time. It's fine. I don't mind longer games. I actually really like them. Especially, I love messy games. Show me what you do when you're scrounging for every penny. When you've got 9 Teutonic Knights to defend yourself from 9 light cav who are burning down your empty mining camp. You know? 6 capped rams. And a 7th one on the way. Come and see them all. Okay. 106 vils on food. I don't know if there's enough land on the island to do that. I don't know where... I guess all of the wood went into building farms. That would make sense. Or galleons. Maybe. All these buildings, all the rams. But, yeah. Kamasutamol needs to, like, commit to getting rid of these Teutonic Knights. If he can get rid of these... If he can clean up these 9 Teutonic Knights, right? If there are enough light cavalry for this task... It looks like there might be. Like, it's a bloody trade, and Zelos is getting great value out of that fight. This is what... Cutting through trash is what Teutonic Knights live for. But they've been cleaned up. They've been cleaned up. There's still a couple hanging around. There's 9 rams here. There is 9 rams on Zelos' main island. With 16, yep. Getting value out of the Knights for sure. Absolutely. Look at that KD. Look at it just tick up in Zelos' favor. But every unit that goes down costs gold for Zelos. Teutonic Knights are gold units. They are not trash. Light Cavalry are trash. They just cost food. And there is a theoretical, limitless amount of food on a map based on how many farms you can build. I mean, when you run out of wood, things get a bit dicey, but there's also theoretically a limitless amount of wood. So the Teutonic Knights once again being cleaned up by the scouts after the scouts take very heavy losses. So it looks like you need like a 5-to-1. Like a 5-to-1 is a comfortable lead that you want on a fight with the Teutonic Knight, and there is only a couple left. And here it comes. The March of the Rams. Oh Lord, he coming. The one game where crop rotation makes a difference. Yeah, does anyone... Well... No, Kamasutamol can't get crop rotation. Zelos can, but doesn't have it. Zelos calls for GG? The Navy's still there. The Galleons are still there.
Ace?
It's just... I think Zelos either got tired of playing this game. Because who can blame you, right? Or the March of the 9 Rams terrified him. And Siege Ram was on the way as well. It's just, there's nothing at home. Like... And you know what? Before I was like, oh yeah, you know, if Kamasutamol kills a bunch of Zelos, you know, eco units, so what? You know, Zelos has a giant bank of resources. Not anymore. Zelos is down to 475 food. Even if this continued, even if Zealots continued this fight, Kamasutamol's got such a good food eco going right now and has so many production buildings on the island and is even stealing Zelos's wood to turn into farms, to turn into cav, to turn into dead Teutonic Knights.
Yeah.
You know? It's... If, you know, he can't keep this, Zelos just can't keep this up, right? Even if he sticks it out. No, when people, listen, I always like to think when people throw in the towel, like, obviously, if you're not seeing a way through the game, you should feel free to quit, right? No one should have to play through a game that they don't want to play through. But I always wonder to myself, is there still a pathway forward? Is there still a pathway forward, or is it dead? Is it done? Is it all over Red Rover? And in this case, like, I was talking before that Zelos was pretty untouchable with that giant bank, you know? But turns out no. Karmacetamol was able, through excellent use of demo ships, right? What did we build? 113 light cav versus 117 fast fire ships. So through like good gold expenditure, right? Through some cheeky demo ships, Karmacetamol was able to just keep Zealous focused in the water, right? Just had Zealous 100% in the ocean. And Karmacetamol, you know, like having cannon galleons sieging down, because they can get pretty far in, they can get 13 tiles in, so like none of this is safe, right? You know, there'll be like a little bit here. There'll be like a little strip in the middle that might be safe from cannon fire. But like, all of this is vulnerable to cannon fire if the cannon ships move around, you know? So Zelos does theoretically have the capacity to project power onto the land, but it's with 5 units. Karmacetamol sneaks some Vils over, drops a couple of stables. Drops 10 stables. Has upgrades for the light cav, and just, yeah, it's just like, look, yeah, you have control of the water, but you didn't keep it where it mattered, and you didn't bring anything back to attack my production buildings. So guess what? I'm going to have free reign of your economy. I'm going to just start, and with all of these resources, like, Zelos has 6.5k on the field in military. 6.5k resources. A whole 2,000 extra to Karmacetamol. But guess what? It's all in the water. It's all over here. You know? It's all here. I can't do anything about this. This just has free reign. And, yeah. Congratulations. You know? I doubted Zealous' ability to win by strangling Karmacetamol to death on the water. And then I became convinced by Zelos that strangling Karmacetamol to death on the water was working and he was going to take the victory. And then Karmacetamol was like, water, what water? We just popped out of these stables and rode over to the Vils. What are you talking about, water? What are you, thirsty? Fantastic game. That's beautiful. That's the stuff I love to see. Beautiful work from Zelos. And, you know, beautiful work from Karmacetamol too. Absolutely magical. That he was able to, that they were able to just hang in there and just keep grinding away, until the pathway forward revealed itself. I want to just quickly look. I want to look at this. Oh! So the reason for this is because we had to load a save midway through the game. So the replay only starts from about there. But holy shit! Look at that! 40,000 extra resources. 20,000 extra wood, 20,000 extra food. Both having the relics, so both getting some free gold. Holy shit. That's huge. Research, there we go. not frivolously. The temptation is to frivolously waste your resources on research in a game this long. Good job to both of them resisting the temptation. Castles. Let's have a look. Mm-hmm. 88 bills is just not going to cut it. Not in a game like that. Not in a game that goes that long. This is one of those great demonstrations of where Age of Empires is an economic game. Kamasitamol just, by having all of these villas, and Kamasitamol didn't get 147 villages at the end of the game, right? Kamasitamol has 100 plus villages for like ages. Ages and ages and ages. Doesn't drop below it for like 30 minutes, you know? It's probably had it for, since 30 minutes. Probably has had over 100 vills for like an hour. And having them there, just doing that work, allowed Kamasitamol, Kamasitamol was a bit behind on gold for a bit, Kamasitamol was a bit behind on gold because of just the way that they dispersed the villages and the harassment that was coming in from the water, from over here, because there was gold at like the edge up here, sort of thing, and around here. So like, Kamasitamol was slow to get that gold, but at the end of the day, still got all of that gold, and had all of those other vills working on. I mean, at one point had 14,000 wood in the bank, like, honestly. Absolutely beautiful game. Fantastic work. Big congratulations to Kamasitamol pulling that victory out. That was a slog. That was beautiful. That's what I want to see. I want to see these fantastic players stretch to their limits, just to be completely out of options, and then find options. That's what I want. I know that's probably very stressful and not fun for the players to experience. So, within reason, I don't want these guys to be stressed out or hurt. It's meant to be fun. But man, I want to see you, like, I want to see inside your brain. I want to know what's in your mind, man. I don't know what the fuck's up. And I'll tell you what the fuck's up. What the fuck is up is that Kamasitamol, now in the green, playing the Italians, is building a TC next to this rhinoceros. Whereas Zelos will be building the TC next to this stone, which looks like a rhino. It's hard to tell from this angle, but if you look at that rock from like where the woman is standing, this rocky outcrop looks like a rhino. We got house and dockyard going down. We got house. I'm gonna highlight this stream. I was gonna keep highlighting. I was gonna just only highlight the finals. Maybe the semifinals too. I'm gonna highlight this stream. These games are too good to let Twitch just delete them in 2 weeks. I'm going to highlight them. I'm going to encourage you all to download them and keep them forever. Especially Kamasitamol. Especially like Zelos, Aquino, Godricus. Keep these. These are fantastic games. These have been great. This has been hilarious. I can't believe there was a minute when I was setting up where I was going to be like, maybe I'll just do 1 or 2 of the sets and save the other one for tomorrow. No. What? Bad Lex. That is bad. That's awful. That's stupid. That's wrong. These games have been great. I'm having a blast casting these. Good thing indeed. Ting, ting, ting. I don't know why I thought it was Friday. It's Wednesday. Oh, now it's Wednesday. I don't know when I am. Another house going down to stop PopCap. That's good. So let's calm down. Let's take a breather. Let's talk Civ. Now, we've seen Persians before. We've seen Persians this stream. I've had a little chat about them. Extra wood, more durable TCs, you know, that kind of stuff. Decent enough Civ. They're a good pick for if you accidentally have, like, your TCs right next to each other. Having the extra durability on your TCs is very helpful there. So, you know, that's probably why Persians, you know. And starting with the extra 50 wood and food, not bad. Gives you a little bit of leeway. But Italians. Now, I've discussed Italians before. Oh, look at that. We've got the rhino, and nobody died. We barely got a scratch. Good job. Good job, Kamasidmo. Right over here. Yeah, a couple of little scratches, but it's fine. No deaths. That's the important thing. So let's talk Italians. What do they bring to the table? I'm glad you asked. So advancing to the next stage is 15% cheaper. Pretty good. That's a nice flat buff. Gives you an opportunity to get a step ahead of your opponent. Means you, by the time you get to Imperial Age, you will have saved, I don't know, call it like 350-ish food and 180 gold? Something like that? I don't know. Either way, you know, that's like a technology or something. So that's fine. And it means you get to those ages sooner too. Because you need to bank less resources to start the research. So, you know, it's a good little snowball thing. Not too strong. Not going to set the world on fire. Not going to win games on that bonus alone. But pretty good. Dock and University Technologies are 33% cheaper. That's all well and good. We love cheaper technologies, particularly when we have a bunch of resources banked from having a cheaper age up. Fishing ships cost 15% less. That's going to be very helpful in getting the economy going on this map. Fishing ships are a big part of the economy, and we'll see that later. Gunpowder units cost 20% less. We don't really see people use gunpowder units. Gunpowder units tend to be, I mean, okay, I guess bombard cannon. I hush my whole mouth. We see bombard cannon, and we've just seen cannon galleon. But beyond them, you don't see a lot of gunpowder units. Like, we don't see a lot of hand cannoneer. They're just fairly expensive and difficult to get to, and very vulnerable to skirmishers and archers. So, like, which, I mean, skirms and archers you can build from the feudal age. So it's very likely they're going to be on the field. And even if they're not, compared to hand cannoneers, they're very cheap. You know? So, like, having a counter available, the counter for the cannoneer is probably available sooner, you know? So that's their bonuses. Their techs, their archers, their foot archers can get 1 extra armor, armor and pierce armor, and trade units can cost 50% less. Well, it's a 1v1, so trade units aren't a factor. I know sorry, I should be paying attention. I should be doing 2 things at once. So both players have just hit the feudal age. Zelos was able to beat Kamasidamo there. There we go. Got some galleys coming from both players. Fletching. No. Well, no blacksmith. So of course no fletching. What am I stupid? Ah. Karmacetamol has found the opponent's... Oh, and has Loom, but the opponent does not. So he's handily winning that mill fight. Very nice. And Zelos hits the pop cap limit. Karmacetamol going to be soaring forwards. Zelos investing in Loom now. Now that the fight... There we go. Bit too late for that lad. But has Loom. So, no more construction out here for Zelos. And Karmacetamol knows where Zelos keeps the docks. Okay, Zelos is about to run into Karmacetamol's dock. That's fine. Quickly before it runs away from me, I do want to just go back to and touch on one little thing. Condottiero, it's a fine melee unit. It's a unique Italian unit. Nothing too special, though, if your opponent's not using gunpowder. The Genoese crossbowmen, very good. Genoese crossbowmen are very good, particularly with the upgrades. There we go. Another rhino goes down. Barely a scratch. Fishing ship just being chipped away by a single galley. And a single galley returns. And we've got a fire galley on the way as well. Smith? Is that a Smith? That is a Smith. Beautiful. Fletching. Oh, never mind. Castle Age. Hush my silly mouth. Alright, so Zelos is doing a good job raiding Karmacetamol's fishing production. But likewise, Karmacetamol is about to start raiding the Zelos fishing, and Zelos is a little ways away from the Castle Age. Doesn't really have a whole bunch to show for it, to be honest. Like, normally I'd be expecting, with, like, the huge discrepancy in food, you'd be expecting something like, more vills, or, maybe something like, invested into, like, scouts or land units or something. But, that's not the case. And in fact, Zelos is actually going to buy some food. Wants to get back in the game. Wants to get into that Castle Age. Castle Age about to pop for Karmacetamol. This is looking very good for the guy in green. Looking very good indeed. Even if has to concede the water. And looks like he's gonna. I guess Zelos just spent a bit too much on mining gold earlier and getting wood to produce this large navy. And unfortunately, even with the large navy, it wasn't able to protect the fishing ships, you know? So, still got the eco disruption. Castle Age comes in for Karmacetamol as Zelos clicks up, so gonna be a bit stressed there. Zelos is definitely feeling that pressure. I do not envy that position. And here we go. The Vills are coming. It's 11 to 9 Vills. It's a Vill fight. It's just a Vill fight. Zelos knew they were coming. Handy use of the outpost there. Good job. Fends off the Karmacetamol castle push. Very good job. And it's a Vill fight again. Prison rules. Shank, shank.
سلام. آماده.
Shoots the Ibex out of spite. Starts dropping down a stable and another outpost. Kamasinomol going to drop a defensive castle rather than an offensive one. So that's going to have disrupted the economy quite a bit. Kamasinomol was expecting to have those 11 vills just pop down a castle here and call it a day. Instead, had to call pretty much everyone in to start a nice big vill fight, you know? Castle knocks down the outpost, that's good. And here we go, we're going to start seeing some Genoese crossbowmen. Now, counter to what you might think. It is a crossbowman. It's a ranged unit. You know. What do you use it against? Infantry? Other archers? I mean, it's a Genoese crossbowman, so it's got a giant Pavis shield to hide behind. You know, I guess use it against archers, right? Archers and infantry. How about cavalry? How about they get a bonus attack against cavalry? Which I don't quite understand. I know that you can kind of use the Pavis shields to build like a makeshift wall. I don't know. Either way, Genoese crossbowman. That's what's coming. And ooh, Zelos, perhaps preparing for such an eventuality, is going to build a mangonel. We do have fletching for Kamasinomol. We are probably going to need to see Bodkin Arrow come in if Kamasinomol wants to be able to snipe down the mangonel without too much difficulty. Forget. Do Genoese crossbowmen have one less range? Oh, actually, I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna alt-tab to find out. We're gonna wait until these lads pop out and say hello. Got a nice little... Okay. Alright. So Zelos, putting down a second TC, has a nice little... You know, has a nice idea of what's going on the island. Kamasinomol already has the second TC. Has a slightly more dispersed idea of what's going on the island, thanks to the, you know... Oh, we're gonna just house wall along here. It's not a bad idea. It'd annoy the hell out of me if I was Zelos. If I was wandering over here looking for some sweet meats or maybe some delicious tasty gravel to build a whole ass castle out of, and I ran into a bunch of houses, I'd be mad. There you go, Genoese crossbowman. There you are, much shorter range. So it'll be so it's 5, 6 range, 7, 8. Okay, so needs to get beyond Bodkin Arrow, actually. Ah. Mangonel's a good counter to Genoese crossbowman. Who'd have thought? I guess the potential is for Kamasinomol to add in light cav, maybe? Or to just micro out of his mind. Those are the two options. There we go. Ooh, or to build a counter mangonel. There we go. We've got the Bodkin Arrow. And down he goes. Hitting the dome with a rock. There you go. There's Vlad standing behind his shield. So yeah, that's how you use a heavy shield. You just jam it in the floor in front of you, or wear it on your back, as the case may be, and you shoot from behind it. It's very cheeky. Mangonel pops out, fires the shot, catches the side of the enemy Mangonel. Oh, we're trading blows. Ooh, mutually assured destruction. Alright, well, Zelos has another Mangonel to fall back on, and... Oh! brutal hit from Zealous' Mangonel. That thing's gonna go down to a Scorpion shot. Scorpion's just gonna roll on up and like slap that thing, and that's gonna be it. Needs to knock down. There we go. Scorpion finishes off the enemy's Mangonel. We have another Mangonel coming out. Boop. And down go the Scorpions. Got a knight. Couple of knights looking for trouble. Mangonels trade blows. Zealous doing an attack ground. They're trying to predict Karmacetamol's movement. So far... Actually, with the destruction of the two Scorpions, I think they're about even. We've got another castle coming down. Ooh, I don't think... Oh, he does know that it's there. Because of the... Ooh, and he knows that it's there. Interesting. Alright. Karmacetamol going to build a castle to siege down this town center. How are we doing for eco? Not too hot. How about... Interesting. We're getting ballistics now. With the Mangonel. And there we go. TC going to start being sieged down by the castle. We actually have a third TC up for Zealous. You can tell by the slight lead. Oh, takes the brunt of that hit, but gets a cracking good shot in return. Karmacetamol is very good at trading Mangonels. It's, well, I should say both players are good at trading. Ooh, very nice split there. Very fancy. Very good work there from Karmacetamol. Nice micro, avoiding the shots from the Mangonel. I should say that both players are good at trading Mangonel shots. Because, you know, both players generally, you know, no one's eating a shot and not getting one in on return. So far, so good. Karmacetamol, in a good position. Has line of sight around quite a bit of the island. Is sieging down a TC currently, and Zealous has no response. Has 2 minutes to get to the Imperial Age. I don't think that's going to be quick enough to save the TC. Going down at 30 a pop. Every 2 seconds. Pull that 100 seconds. Oh, plus for construction time, yeah. Okay, I don't fancy the odds of that TC surviving. We've got Fletching coming in to give extra range to the castle. Imperial Age also coming in now for Karmacetamol as well. Going to make Genoese Crossbowmen, once they get the Bracer upgrade, just a little bit more scary. Going to give them access to support from a Trebuchet to begin sieging down these castles and whatnot. So yeah, Karmacetamol has more real estate behind them, you know? There we go. Ram just kind of clearing out this gold field. Has more real estate behind him. Has one of the opponent's golds underneath castle range. Is currently sieging down a TC. Is currently knocking down production buildings. Has kind of disrupted the Zealous plan. I mean, going into Knights, you know, hasn't been able to raid or get good fights in on the economy because of the threat of the Genoese Crossbowmen coming over and killing the Knights, and of course hasn't been able to deal with Genoese Crossbowmen because every time the Mangonel shows up to take a couple of shots, it gets smoted by some angry lad in the green Mangonel, or the Genoese Crossbowmen, as Micro admits. Got Chemistry coming in for a little bit of extra attack. That's very good. That's going to make these Genoese Crossbowmen more threatening, more damaging. That's what you want to see. We've also got Chemistry coming in for Zealous. Trebuchet sieging down the mill. Knight being slain. One last villager! One last villager pops out! Yeah! The last man from that town. Hope he packed his things, because, he's not going back for him. Alright. Trebuchet, unpacking. Looks like we're going to have a treb war in front of the castles. We've got a square formation of Genoese crossbowmen. And we have Bracer come in. Excellent. So now, Genoese crossbowmen, 7 range. Set. Oh! Oh, man. Karmacetamol landing a nasty hit with the mangonels, taking out both of the Zealous trebuchets. We do have bombard cannons on the way. A bit more mobile, going to be able to shoot and scoot. And we've got some skirms as well. Good choice. Good choice. They're going to do some... I mean, they're going to struggle against the trebuchet, as you can see. Taking it down 1 health at a time is not an expedient way of smiting it. Okay. 1 mangonel down. Ooh! Ah. I was gonna... Ooh. Excellent job from the bombard cannon there, smiting the opponent's trebuchet. I was going to say excellent job from Zealous to get the kill and to scoot away with the mangonel, but the mangonel was smited by the angry castle. Ooh, couple of Genoese crossbowmen. So despite the giant shield that they carry, don't actually have any natural defense against ranged attacks. And in fact, it's actually going to make these skirms very dangerous for them to fight. We're going to get the Pavis, so it's going to give the extra +1 armor. Probably could just start getting the padded armor upgrades out of the smith as well. If, yeah, if Karmacetamol wants to kind of stretch these Genoese crossbows as much as he can. So we've got about even ecos as well. Pavis comes in. There we go, +1 to armor, both irregular and pierce. Let's see. What do we got? Zealous has got a pretty good looking army for this. They've got a couple of bombard cannons coming in for Karmacetamol to knock down the enemy trebuchets. Also be careful of getting sniped by the angry skirms. Or, as it may be, hit by return fire from the trebs. Ooh, the bombard cannons go down underneath castle fire. It's a bad loss for Zealous. Doesn't want that. Bombard's going to be taking a couple of pot shots at these skirms, trying to lure them in. Got padded archer armor, and that does indeed work for crossbows. Yes, it does. So the skirms are still going to get bonus damage against the Genoese crossbowmen, which is going to disrupt their ability to, you know, harass as it may be. There we go. Both trebuchets go down. Reprieve for Karmacetamol's castle. And this island is going to start feeling real claustrophobic for Zealous very soon. We've got the bombard cannon firing at the opponent's treb, knocks it down. Bombards firing at bombards, trades kills. I think the moral of this game is that everyone's trading siege equipment. Ah. And Karmacetamol diverts attention away from the castle and instead wants to siege down this. There we go. Let's have a look at the fight. Got a good hit from the bombards in there. Got some nice AoE damage. Genoese crossbowmen easily taking this fight. Ooh, getting a bit bold though. Bold for their own britches. They are all quite low on health too, so despite there being 18, they've got about half health on average. So the DPS for this blob is going to drop off fairly quickly in the next scrap. Kamacinable diverted attention away from the castle for a bit, wanted to siege down the siege workshop to lower the Zealous capability of producing more bombard cannons. And it's paid off. It's already paid off because the thing is down. Zealous throwing down another house. Kamacinable a bit further ahead in pop cap. Quite a bit in eco, actually. Been getting some good eco kills. Those two Pevis crossbowmen, Genoese crossbowmen, just kind of dying as they do. Here we go. Ah, there we go. Kamacinable switching into light cavalry, getting bloodlines, getting chain barding, getting forging. I think accidentally getting scale mail armor, but it's fine. It's fine. There we go, chain barding on. So now, with this change in composition, particularly because it is a food-only unit, Kamacinable stands to that's going to be a very effective army against what's on the field. Skirms are really going to struggle against the light cav. The siege units also going to struggle against the light cav. Zealous is going to pretty much be confined to fighting underneath the castles. And when there's trebs and bombard cannons on the field, that's not a great place to be. Because you can kind of just get squished into a little box. And yeah, even if... Well, we'll see. Kamacinable, not liking the look of those two ibexes, decides to smite them with the fury of a bunch of crossbows. Alright. So, the Treb's set up. They're going to start sieging down. Conscription being researched for Zealous to increase recruitment speed. The light cav go in. And Zealous just calls him a GG. The arrival of the light cav, enough to sort of break Zealous' spirit. And I think... No, there's still gold. Is that the only gold? How much is left? $3,000. 3,000 gold. Yeah, nearly 5,000 there. Does Kamacinable have any gold left? Why am I doing this for Sucker's Way? Yes. Kamacinable still has about $3,000 left. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, Zealous probably feeling the pressure, probably realizing that gold is running out. And also that the unit composition, I mean, does have a barracks, right? And conscription can start, invest it. It's only light cav. Well, I guess with the Genoese crossbowmen there. I mean, this is a good composition, you know. The Genoese crossbowmen do really good against cavalry and infantry, which means you only really need to cover yourself against archers, skirmishers, and siege, and light cav do that in spades. Like, this is a really powerful combo, and backed up by all this siege, yeah, there's a really good capacity for Kamacinable to project power onto the map. It's very good play from Kamacinable, which gives us our third 2-0, 3 in a row. Well. Must be something in the water. Alrighty. Well, congratulations to everyone who we casted today. Zelos, Aquino, Kamacinamol, Godricus. Godricus. Yes. Okay, good. I've got everyone. Congratulations. And of course, commiserations for the losses as well. You know, sometimes games just don't go your way. Man, that Korean game, that's worth watching. That's going in the highlight reel. I mean, I think both of this and the first game, Come Cinema Zealous game, are probably going to go in the highlight reel. These are both fantastic games. Yeah. What can I say except the talent on display here is just amazing. It's been so fun for me to be able to cast these games. These excellent players. And I'm so excited for when the semifinals and finals roll around. So excited. Like, you can't imagine. This is going to be so great. This, God. Man, I really owe it to Trashmaster. Like, sets up a great league. It's kind enough to, like, take a chance and let me just pop in out of nowhere and be like, yeah, I'll cast a league. And then asks me to come back. Like, offers for me to come back. It's like, hey, you want to keep doing it? Clarify that statement. Didn't ask me to come back as like, oh, I need you to do it again. Was like, hey, you want to do it again? I'm like, hell yeah. And apparently, it's like, check out League C. That's who you're going to be doing. Because, man, the skill on display is, God, it's terrifying. Which is a weird thing to say. It's terrifying. You wouldn't really think that about how people play a video game, but, yeah, what people are capable of doing and focusing on when they play this Age 2, particularly up here at this skill level, is, yeah, it's amazing, and I'm so glad I get to be a part of it. I am just going to quickly pop in and check, because I'm streaming at a bit of an odd time. Is anyone else from the league streaming? Not that I can see. Brain. Let's check here. Anyone streaming that I can see? Casters announcements. I need to be better at making casters announcements. Oh. No, it's not a league. All right. Well, I guess I call it a night. It's very late, as Kyoko has suggested by telling me to, and I quote, go to bed nerd, which, by the way, hello Kyoko, thank you for popping in. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's nearly 1 a.m. It's time for me to piss off. So thanks everyone for hanging out, for chatting, for lurking, for watching from the far off future of 2002. You're all wonderful, swell folks. Big thanks to the guys and girls and other folks playing in this league. You know, like you're bringing it. It's such a pleasure to do this to do these streams. I really genuinely enjoy it. I get very excited to do these. And yeah. Big thank you for Trashmaster letting me be a part of it. hope you folks all have a good old night. And hope you'll continue to be well. And that maybe I'll get to see you in the next one. Mwah.